We are good.
We're on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. This chair stinks.
Uh-oh.
As high as it goes?
I guess so. It's higher than before.
Yeah. 1 second here. Well, good morning. We're back after a week off, right? We weren't here. Oh, we were here. We did the show last week. Yeah. Great. You're bringing the mic. Good to have you here.
What?
Didn't know you were invited today. That was my understanding.
I worried when I saw the Ryan Whitney tweet. I was like, well, Dave booked me. So.
He's a pro. He's a pro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Greg Poehler's here. Greg, hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Dave Cullinane is here.
Hello.
How's it going?
That's good.
How was your vacation?
It's okay.
Yeah. Why did you bring your daughter and buy those? What do you have her play with those bugs?
Well, she was obsessed with staring at it. I was like, just go fucking look at it.
Yeah,
Who
but
cares?
she's gonna get like that's gonna
She
get
was
her
fine. She
hair
didn't
and
touch
her-
it. She didn't touch
She's
it.
like an inch away from it. But they
Camera angle. She was
shit on the
further
floor.
away.
I don't.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the floor thing. After I did it, I was like, why did I do that? As always.
Greg, I hope you know when I criticize Colin like this, I will not let it affect how much the show means to me in my interaction with the audience.
Okay.
Because I know you were concerned at the Wilbur in between
Well,
shows.
yeah,
I don't want you. We're just sometimes I get frustrated, but I still understand what the community means to me. I completely get that.
You know what's funny for me about that is like you were using that as an example of how like I was tipsy, but that was just me. Like
you were
not
loose at that point.
Loose.
You were loose at
Defend
that
my
point.
friend Dave Cullinane.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we not?
What was that in here?
What I want to say is I fucking love this show. It's the best podcast in the world.
It's weird.
Oh
It's weird how you sound more
God.
foreign when you have some drinks. You know what I mean? That accent.
I didn't know this was going to be happening with these drugs.
Oh, you really didn't think this was going to happen?
Let's not mention it, please.
It's like, yeah. Have you seen Severance, the show?
I haven't watched it. Is it good?
Oh, fantastic.
Everyone says it's good. Yeah.
Highest recommendation.
That's Ben Stiller, right?
But it feels, directed.
Yeah.
But it like that's what it's like to me because I honestly I blacked out. Like I was like for the first time in 20-something years. I was blacked out on stage. So hearing that, right, it's like it's an alternate version of me.
How did you get home?
What do you mean how did I get home? You think I hijacked a bus and drove
Did
into
you
the
Uber?
chateau?
Did you drive? Or did you drive home?
I drove into the chateau with the bus.
Okay.
No, of course I didn't drive home.
Oh, I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ.
How am I supposed to? I don't know.
No.
I've seen people. I've worked with people who've done that before.
God, no. I staggered around and got an Uber at like 12 something by the Four Seasons.
Because you haven't been here since then, right? Am I wrong?
No, I left like the next day.
Because remember we thought he was mad at us.
Yeah, because he asked us to
He wanted the audio scrubbed.
Did you really want it scrubbed?
I didn't want it scrubbed. No, here's my point. Like I still don't know. Other than right now, what I just heard, I still don't know
what was
what
said.
What
it was bad. It was bad. No, we won't play. That was surprising. Words I've never heard.
Liberal knows.
Yeah, well, that's happens with liberals drink.
Yeah.
Who's that governor of Virginia? What's his name?
God, liberals.
Northam, is that his name? Yeah. Right. I think.
No, I was just thinking like if there was I didn't know what I said or what I did, so I was just if I'm up for a role or something, someone Googles my name, I just didn't want like a YouTube video of it.
You kept saying that essentially that over and over.
I just remember
how much that was honestly if you had said anything else. Some sort of derogatory. That would not have been as bad.
And he was consistent. He was consistent because he did it at the VIP show. He was talking about all that.
That's because I know you were drunk. That's exactly.
But I wasn't drunk then. I'm telling you.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. I had like 3 drinks in the first day.
75 drinks during the second show.
No, in the interim there.
In the middle, during the second show, that's exactly what you said to me. Is what you said to me on stage.
Okay.
They're powerful words.
They are.
Well, then I must have meant it because
I appreciate it. You know how much I like you, but I was. I enjoy that.
You know what's funny is like I said, that was like an autopilot version of my brain that was on stage.
Yes.
And yet like people were like messaging me after, be like, hey, I thought you were great on stage. And I was like, that's like saying like Shooter from Hoosiers, like, hey man, loved you on the court last night.
It was great.
Great performance on the court last night. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Before we get back to obviously I had an issue with Cullinane that boiled over Mike over the last few days.
Seemed like it, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's.
So that was real anger. You had a real
not real anger, but I mean, I just accept him for who he is. But I looked because I watched a great portion of the Barstool Company meeting, which Dave skipped. He did not watch.
Not true.
Did you watch it?
I was very impressed with you with that. Very impressed.
In what way?
Because the links I sent you, I could not access, but then you watched it, so I didn't know how.
I'm a bit of an IT guy. I hit the link you sent me and it worked.
That is impressive.
It's it. There were
I'm
60,
impressed.
there were 60 of us on a call that could not see video, didn't have audio. And we were all wondering. Like,
That's
people were
how
talking.
that guy Dom was tweeting that. Was that he was having the same issue?
Yeah,
Maybe?
it was 60 of us. Yeah.
So during it, Erica sort of talked and she had a bunch of facts and numbers, and then she had a sort of an older, shortish orange man who would pop up once in a while and scream things really loud. I don't know. Somebody tells me he rates pizza. I don't know what was going on.
I see.
But he would basically be like, "You fucking people aren't working," pretty much. So, but I enjoyed it. So I paid attention for most of it. But he said, there are these people who have show accounts and they're not really doing anything. So I looked at our show account had been dormant for a few days.
Interesting.
Which is, normally not a big deal. So I looked at Dave's Twitter account just for the hell of it. He tweeted 18 times from his own account during that 2-day stretch. Most of it was stuff that was show content.
If I was like watching Barstool, I
But
didn't
but why would you just put on the show account?
I don't know, like the pick'em stuff and stuff like that. I don't know
Rico-
why I didn't. I
wanted a
don't know
little
why.
juice.
It wasn't like I wasn't looking for attention from it or anything. I was just watching the show and I tweeted it.
So
like,
when
The
I
Kirk
didn't-
Minahan show goes off, the Dave Cullinane show turns
That's
on.
not- you make it about that all
But
the
why?
time.
But
I don't
why?
know why you do that.
But if you're not looking for attention, what are you tweeting it for?
Well, just because I'm consuming it, so it's just like what I'm consuming in
right.
the moment.
You
I'm
should,
just,
only
like,
you should be
tweeting it
thinking
out.
show account first. Like you should almost not have a Twitter account while you're the show producer.
I'm fine with that if you want that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying you should think like
Yeah,
so.
it
Now
wasn't-
I
it wasn't
operate.
malicious.
I operate 2, 3 if you count the case. Twitter accounts.
Can he
4 if you count libs of TikTok.
Can he post the daughter bug photo on the show account, or is that?
Where would that be most appropriate?
I mean, that's
where is that?
That's a warning, a parental warning. Are we going to talk to that gentleman, by the way?
He did not get back to us.
He did not.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody was not
Multiple
happy that I
attempts.
compared Cullinane to Chris Benoit.
Was that real?
Yeah, I
thought
think
it was a
so.
joke.
No, I reached out
That's
one
why
on today.
I said it was very funny to draw the line, like, Kirk, I like you, but here's where
This is it.
I've decided.
So Cullinane was banned from the show account. I took over.
Yep.
After a couple of hours, I was worn down, if I'm being honest. So we have a bunch of people who are going to take. Dan Katz's going to have a swing at it. Jersey Jerry has reached out. Ryan Whitney has reached out. A bunch of people want their hands on this show account. So
imagine.
I think we're going to be passing it off. And I think Dave's back in now, right?
I am. Yes. Not when you said I was, but eventually I got back in.
I don't know if that's true or not.
That's
but so you're
facts
back
are
in.
facts, but yes.
So follow the show at the Kirk Minahan show, right?
Yes.
Kirkman show.
Kirkman show. So follow if you want to. If you don't, fine. These Madden codes. These people are crazy. Fucking crazy. I got like thousands of messages.
I
from
logged back
people.
in and I saw those. And that
Thousands!
was insane. People willing to pay for them. People
I
willing.
don't understand. So
I didn't get it either.
Dan was saying to me like, "Welcome to like what it's like now when like Minifans go after you. Like this is like just thousands. Like fuck you.
You son of a bitch.
So is the code like you get like a play or something, or you get the game?
I have no idea. I assume like players you might be able to get. Like
I imagine
past
now there's a
players.
bunch of different stuff you can unlock.
I
I
would
know
think.
when I played when I was a kid, that's what it would be. Different plays or speed or something like that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I played it like 1 or 2, like 99, like a couple of times. My brother, but I don't.
Well, now you probably have to pay for some of that stuff, but if you have a code, you can get some of the stuff for free. So it's like fucking heroin to those people.
And the kids who play it now don't know who John Madden is, right? Or do they?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Huh. Although I saw he's on the cover this year.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, that made
Rest
me
in
happy.
peace.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. So anyway,
A picture of him like now laying. In
yes, in his casket. Yes,
Would be controversial. The Madden curse.
that's true. He had a good run. What? So what's going on? What have I missed over this last week? We haven't been here since Monday. We recapped everything on Monday after the fight.
Yeah.
Correct.
The tape came out. Casey Smith literally should have her child taken away from her. They should go in right now and snatch that child and give it to services because she risked her life and her child's life. That girl doesn't fuck around. The other girl either. She's not.
Well, we said that about Cupcake.
Well,
too,
but this
so.
girl's ranked second, I think, in America.
Yeah, they train at that shitty gym though.
I've seen highlights of her. I think she's for real. No?
I do think she's for real.
Yeah, she was
like
hammered.
a street fight. She would have.
I saw some people saying it was like staged. I could tell you I was there. It was not staged.
Well, you said it.
Dave was not there.
Yeah, I was not there. You said it on the show. You said she was hammered, drunk, and she started shit with the girls.
Yes. Yeah. And then those girls were all screaming. And like I said, the thing you tweeted out, the last 6 seconds with Kelly Keegs is legitimate, like
God.
horror, like Saw.
Fuck that bitch. Who she think she is? She's flipping us off like we can't fucking see her. Oh, you're flipping off?
Can't, she's just yelling.
It's just
Yeah.
absolute. She had, now, my understanding is Kelly Keegs has a program on Sling.
That is correct.
Is that an
Yes.
interactive program where people can call and have conversations?
Wednesday
with them?
nights live
you
on
ask that?
Sling.
Oh, is that
call
right?
in, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
excellent.
Yes.
That's a wonderful chance for well, we're trying to cross promote and get some interaction.
I
no?
got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's make sure we can promote that.
You learned a lot
hot
at this
topics.
meeting.
What's that?
Yeah, the
I'm a
Barstool
company
meeting.
player.
Yeah.
Erica Nardini, they listed all the highlights of the year, and one of them was the Wilbur Show, and she said Kirk has become Mr. Barstool.
Wow.
I mean, Dave didn't hear this, of course, because he wasn't at the meeting, but between the mini golf and the Rough and Rowdy and the upcoming mini golf event, the team event down in Florida.
Is that
There's a lot-
confirmed or not?
Pretty much confirmed.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Because there were some issues with the sales side of that, so we didn't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be a little bit of a delay, but
Yeah.
it sounds like it's going to be a go.
Okay.
And I'll be live in New York for trivia in
Yes.
October. So
Yes,
there's a lot. There's a
that's
lot.
big news.
There's quite a bit going on. Quite a bit going on.
Broke a lot of news.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And hello, by the way, good morning. And I'll say, just for me and him, our little code word. What is it? He says it first. He says, thinking of you. And then I say, without you, I'm blue. That's me and Graham Bennett.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask about
Yeah.
that. So is there a little respect between you and Alex now, or no?
Yeah, I said I respect Alex Bennett.
Okay.
She put her, Dave hates us, but she went out there and fought.
Because that seems, while she tweets like, he's getting worse than the couch or whatever, she wouldn't tweet that if there wasn't some sort of mutual.
Yeah, she did what she had to do for herself. I hate Clemmer. I don't hate Alex Bennett. Alex Bennett is she turned her back on us, but she was trying to sell, trying to promote.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And she did her homework. She did her homework. Like, she knew that was going to be a street fight, not a boxing match.
Yeah.
So she came out on top.
Her mother's a wench, but she can't control what she fucking slid out of, right?
She knows how to pick a man.
You know
That's
what
all
I mean?
that matters.
Yeah, her husband's a great guy. Her dad's a dick, but such is life, Other people's dads are dicks. Your dad's a dick, Mike. He abandoned you.
Sure, I suppose, yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I guess.
So,
Why do people want him on the show so bad, though? Did
me?
you
I
say
think I'm
something?
pleasant
like
enough.
6 people on Twitter want him on the
I
show,
just saw
Dave.
a lot
It's
of
fucking
that.
just so you're so overreact. Yeah, it was overwhelming. Fucking
more than 6 people.
tackle people. I saw Greg when I parked the car this morning. People were running up to him and saying, "Are you Graham Bennett?"
I just wondered if something happened.
That's
that
why I
missed.
respect Greg Poehler. I like Greg Poehler a lot for many reasons. One of them is this: he walked I parked this morning. He kept walking. He didn't stop. He didn't do the walk-in with me, which I would have done with Greg. Greg's on that level.
Right.
But there was a dog, a woman and a dog. Most people would stop and pretend like they like the dog. Greg just fucking walked right by them. True or false?
That's true. Yeah.
Well, he came in. He goes,
I
Kirk's
like-
in his car. I think he's just waiting for a while to come out.
That's true. Well, I was listening to a song. What else is going on?
Well, we weren't here for that whole Alex Stein, Dave Portnoy debacle.
I'll admit I don't even understand it.
Fiasco.
Yeah, I was talking to Mike about it. We don't really get it.
I don't quite understand it, I don't think.
Do you want to recap what you guys talked about?
It was pretty intense.
Well, we tried to define what the hell the problem was.
Okay.
Which, the
Well,
tweet,
where
the
did
tweet from
you-
Gaz, that was a problem.
Paul tweeted out what?
He tweeted out a video
Gaz
of Alex
is
Stein.
lying, right? I think that's a lie.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
I like Gaz. But
well, here's the thing, Mike. So I didn't know who Alex Stein was before this. I'm out of it, I guess. So everyone's like, oh, he dominated Portnoy. I have no idea. Maybe he did. But the reality of the situation is like when you sell your company, like there are times you have to take stuff down, right?
Sure.
I mean, isn't that what it is essentially?
It's a compliance issue. Yeah, it's
Right.
in every industry.
Yeah, I mean, Dave is not who he was 20 years ago. One day, maybe Alex Stein will sell some brand, and then there'll be the next guy who does. This is how it goes.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is it's funny to watch Portnoy battling with essentially a younger version of himself. Like Portnoy
Yeah.
wasn't political when he was young or anything, but he was
Right.
doing a lot of the same shit that Alex Stein is doing. And now he's battling with a guy, and Portnoy has people to answer to, and Alex Stein doesn't. So it's harder for him to handle it. The only part I didn't get is like, so Portnoy said that Gaz didn't watch the whole video.
well, that I believe.
The first thing out of Alex Stein's mouth is like, I've lost everything because
Yeah.
of gambling. It's the first thing he says.
I know. The whole, the
So
whole video.
what part did he
the
watch?
chance he even watched that much.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
He's
Yeah.
a moron, so it's certainly possible. I mean, how he spoke at the company thing.
Gaz did?
Yeah, he's the head of social. Yeah,
How is this possible?
does a good job. They're monsters on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. What does he do?
He monitors
social.
every single social account and provides data behind it. We get a weekly email from him on all the data.
Ugh, keep it away from me.
Professional shit stir.
Thank you, God. He spoke. I think Hank spoke.
Yeah, Hank's big at the company too. These are your bosses.
Idiots. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, just morons. But whatever. I don't know. I don't know anything about Alex Stein. I don't know.
He seems like a douchebag to me, but I don't know.
I can't
he's
tell
going
how to
after
read
you,
him.
Dave. Look out.
The concepts are funny. It's just for me like the delivery of these. I mean, to
Is he the one that did the thing with like AOC
halls.
or something? Was that him?
Yeah, the AOC thing is the one I didn't get. Like I heard him on a podcast and I kind of liked him, and then the AOC I didn't
I didn't really
quite
understand
understand
either.
it.
But I'm old though. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know.
And then Whitlock gets involved, and he starts talking shit
Whitlock
about
stinks.
Portnoy.
Whitlock stinks. He's a fucking phony. He's a fucking phony who's totally remade his image. He's a guy who was buying strip clubs and he's all in the strippers and all this shit. And now he pretends he's become a right wing guy because it's a gig. That's it. He's a fucking
that's-
phony. I mean, Portnoy's talking about him because he's fat. Obviously, he's obese. He's a piece of fat piece of shit. But so what? Like, I don't care about that. I mean, I know why Dave's doing it. But he's just a fucking phony, a humorless phony at that, and a total sellout.
Well, that's what, I don't even know if it's a sellout. I just think Whitlock was more interesting when he was at ESPN or like an entity that he wasn't supposed to say what he's saying.
Yeah,
and now it's what everyone
You work
says.
for
where
Glenn
he
Beck,
works.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, what's the
But
fucking difference?
he was a pussy. He never said it at ESPN.
Well, the other thing about Dave
Well, no, he
is-
would go against he was a bit of a contrarian at ESPN, I think.
Yeah, but he was not overly political. I
Yeah, he
don't
didn't say
think.
anything.
Like,
True.
This happened later in his career.
True.
But the thing I would say about Portnoy is, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend Portnoy, but like Portnoy's never pretended he's about anything but the buck.
Yeah.
Ever. He's never claimed to be a moralist at all. Like and guess what? And I told him this, and we talked about it again at Rough and Rowdy. The minute he said that he thought a woman had a right to choose, the fucking right was going to bail on him. That's all they care about. It's all, by the way, it's all the extreme left care. It's the only issue. So once you do that, like the extreme right's can be like, oh, you're a fucking baby killer. Fuck you.
Here's the thing, though. Alex Stein's not extreme right.
I'm not talking about him. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the Whitlock.
Yeah,
No, the Stein's is a separate part of it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking about the political aspect of it. But Whitlock is a zero. He's a fucking drip. Yeah.
And he's been making, right here, he makes it about religion.
When I look at all, Howard Stern strikes me as an atheist or someone not real connected to God. And when I look at a lot of these people, and I could rattle off names of a lot of people, no relationship with God, and they seek public approval constantly. What man thinks of them is most important. And that's why this society.
Like Alex Stein just wants to shit talk Dave Portnoy, and he's trying to make it about religion or something like that.
Whitlock's religious. Give me a break.
Yeah. Jerry loves Whitlock.
Whitlock's good. He's not good. He's contrarian. They can't go after him because he's black. I'm like, well, actually, they do, Jerry. But that's the left will happily go after they'll make fun of Herschel Walker for being dumb.
Yeah.
Which by the way he is, but so are other people. But it's funny how that works. Like Sarah Palin, they can say is stupid.
Right.
But you can't say AOC stupid.
No, but it works.
See, I'm attacking the left and the right here. This is what you get here, Greg. This is what you get.
Yeah,
This is America. Most of us stick around. You fleed.
that's right.
Generations of Poles.
I'm not even gonna weigh in.
The Polish came over on the Mayflower, and you turned your back on this family.
I'm not going to weigh in on this just because this is will be my only appearance for like a year, so I don't want.
Greg's afraid to say anything now.
I don't want to get. Yeah, I don't want everybody to turn on me. I'm a
totally
neuter.
gun shy.
I'm
What do you
neutered
think
now.
about, did you see that Ben Shapiro story last weekend?
Oh, pathetic.
Pathetic, right?
Fucking
But
pathetic. By the way, I think Ben Shapiro's a fucking dick.
No, he stinks.
But I mean, whatever. I think he's awful. And congratulations on his success.
Yes.
But I think he stinks.
But what would,
He was
Greg,
torturing all these
You know
people.
the story,
at that
Greg, or
convention.
no?
No.
So there was a national podcast convention, essentially, right? Whatever it is, Dave. Is it,
podcast movement.
whatever the fuck it's called. So it's one of those things. I have headlined podcast conventions, by the way. Keep in mind. I'm not here to take my dick out. Can I do that on YouTube or not?
Try it. See what happens.
By the way, I'm a huge fan of this guy who had the YouTube show yesterday.
Oh,
This guy is a talent. Do you listen to the show, Mike? or
Oh, no, the guy messaged
This
me.
guy
after,
is
but I haven't checked it out
awesome.
yet.
What's his name?
Steve Smith.
Steve. That's my Steve Smith. Is that really his name?
I don't know, but he told me his name.
So
Steve Smith.
my aunt Sandra, who was married to my uncle Steve, my mom's sister Sandra, who I just saw, was married to a guy named Steve. Wonderful guy. They got divorced, sadly, but but he was a great dad to my cousin. Steve is the guy who introduced me to Bruce Springsteen.
Wow.
Yes, I love him. He's a great guy. Great guy. His name is Steve Smith. Do you think this guy knows that? Have I said that before?
Do you feel a similar kinship watching this man?
Well, he's Uncle Steve is sort of sad. I still call him Uncle Steve. He's sort of sadly, exited, which happens.
Yeah.
But this guy Steve, did you listen to what was the 5 rules, the 5 things that you
that
talked
I
to this guy?
recommended to him?
Did you hear this or no? Did you hear this?
Relationship issues, and I really wasn't feeling good about myself. So I reached out to Kirk Minahan's show.
Hold on, Dave. Hold on. This guy's doing this like on a beach somewhere too, by the way, by himself.
Parts unknown.
He looks like Tom Hanks in Castaway. He's literally by himself, like in front of a fire by the ocean, or a beach or something.
Did you hear later in the podcast when he said that because of the timing of this podcast and when we release it, he may have to record his show closer to home because where he did it there was an hour and 45 minutes away from where he
I didn't
lived.
make it that far, Dave. Go ahead.
DM, and Dave responded. I was hoping to get Kirk, but whatever, Dave responded. And I told him my story, and he was really good about it. But he said something to me that always stuck with me. He said, when it comes to women, just remember the 5 F's. Mm-hmm. You find them, you French them, you finger them, you fuck them, and you forget them.
Yeah.
Wow.
You said that, dude?
That's amazing. You're telling listeners that? Yeah.
You're a married man.
You French him.
You French them, you finger them, you fuck them, you forget them. Something else he did before that was making me laugh too. I forget what it was.
He was accusing me of having an affair with my wife. He was accused.
With your wife?
I mean, an affair on my wife.
Oh.
With who?
With Cupcake.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I mean, there was a
Cupcake
lot
had
of...
no legs that night. She had no legs that night. That might be it. He was very down on Rico Bosco too, who we'll get to, who I love. But anyway, so Ben Shapiro was at this thing, this national, and they sent out this tweet apologizing that he was there.
Yeah.
And by the way, they took money from his company, right?
They sent like 7 tweets apologizing that he was there.
I mean, what are we doing? He's a fucking. If I was on the left, I'd want him there just so you could laugh at him.
Yeah. I just wondered from Greg's perspective, like if Greg saw a guy like that.
Am I upset about the fact
you want a
that
communist
they-
perspective on this?
that they emailed, that they tweeted about it? No.
No, but if you were at a conference and you hate him.
Come on, take a stand. Greg.
Yeah,
Jesus.
if he was there, would you be mad at the conference for not alerting you to his presence?
Would you
or
need
whatever?
him? Would you, if you saw him there, would you be so scared and like, I mean, you ever seen this guy? Like,
I mean, I think he's a little kind of like nerdy, kind of dweeby, and doesn't really believe in what he's saying. But he's a pretty smart guy. Like I don't mind him.
But the
as
same
much
thing.
as
I feel the same thing. I feel like he's acting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody on the right.
Well,
is
they
doing
are.
that.
Yeah.
Look at me, for God's sake. What? Really? This is what you're so scared of?
I feel that, but honestly, I feel that way about Tucker, and I feel that way about Rachel Maddow. Like, I feel that way about all of them.
Well, what if it was Trump? Like, what if Trump is at an event that you didn't know he'd be at, and all of a sudden he's just like to your right? Would you be upset?
Me?
Yeah.
If I saw Donald Trump,
I just want to know how extreme you are. How extreme
I don't
you
even
are.
understand what you're saying. Is there anybody in the world that gets upset when they see someone?
Well, yeah,
She did.
you know
woman.
the answer to that in this world. Of course, the answer to that is yes. I mean, I'm not saying they actually are, but of course they are.
I mean, I guess, but
Well,
I just throw a shoe at him. Like,
did your
like,
sister have a good? What did your sister say about it? She must have done SNL with Trump, right?
Yeah, she was in that famous, that chicken Donald Trump's House of
What
Chicken
did she
Wings
say?
or whatever
Did she
it was.
like work with him or no?
I don't know. To
No,
be honest.
she didn't say,
No, I know they had. He was such a fixture at SNL earlier on.
Forever.
He was
Yeah.
there. He was there at a lot of the parties. I was hanging out with Ivanka at one after party, and we used to stay at they used to put us up at the Trump Hotel.
The Trump Tower. Oh yeah. He was on Letterman like 60 times too.
He was such a different, it was such a different brand then. It was just this like kind of dumb real estate guy.
Right.
I came across a random clip of him on Stern recently, and Eric the Midget called in.
Yes.
And Howard goes, Donald, will you fire Eric the Midget? And he goes, Eric, you're fired. I'm messing with you, Eric. You're not fired. And I was like, the guy became the president after this clip.
That was the guy who was in the middle of that AJ Benza fight with that girl. He's like, he called Howard, AJ's a loser. I don't want any part of this. What else?
Is he done? Like, I feel like that.
President Trump?
I feel like the raid helped him, and then now it's kind of like fade, like almost like they're trying to make him.
It's all. I don't know what's real and what isn't anymore. It's been so clouded. The media's. I don't know if this is a real story. You don't even know anymore.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I watch the news now just to see the weather. I like to look at the weather.
I love it when that affidavit came out. On my Twitter, I follow both right and left on Twitter, and the left were like, "All right, that's it,
Yeah,
that's it, final straw, go to jail." And the right was just like, "That's it."
That's what I say. That's what I say now.
People say the same thing.
If Woodward and Bernstein put out their version of that today,
yeah, no, it wouldn't
move the other side would be like, "This is bullshit," and then the other side, "We've got him. He's friggin' done," and Nixon would still be in office.
Yeah,
like
totally.
it's done. What else, David?
What was your favorite part of that new Meghan Markle podcast that you texted about?
Oh my God,
she is insufferable.
Here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing. Like, I'm a Charles guy. Okay. Charles Diana, I was a Chaz guy all the time. I'm a Charles guy. He told Camilla Parker Bowles he wanted to be her tampon. That's a bold fucking move. That is, when you do that, you're in. Yeah. You're in. And when you go, and I didn't think Diana was particularly attractive, but when you go to somebody who's clearly less attractive, I think that I think Camilla's a clown, and I think Charles, he followed his heart. So I'm a Chaz guy.
Oh, okay.
I just want that out there for the record. Yep, people always ask. I don't want to say I feel bad for Harry, But I don't think he knew what he got himself into.
You don't think he wants to be doing this podcast?
He's not even doing it. He does
this is the one with
How about when he randomly shows up? Did you listen to that?
No, I didn't make it that far.
Geez, yeah.
I gotta say, I listened to some of it. So she had her first podcast, Meghan Markle.
I thought they were both doing one together.
So she spends the whole episode talking about how like she's had to fight and do all this, and she hates the monarchy. At the end of it, it says executive produced by Meghan, whatever her pretend last name is. She doesn't even Meghan Markle, but that's fine. But it's her and Serena Williams, so two queens, which like slay away is what I say. But it's just
is that the name of the podcast?
That's what it should be. What's the name of it?
Archetypes.
That's her kid's name, right?
Archie, right?
Archie,
yeah,
right.
that's true. Yeah,
That's a fun name. If you see scrolling through and you see that, you're like, ooh,
it's a grabber.
That sounds like fun.
But she just talks about nothing. It's just nothingness.
Apparently, ambition is a terrible, terrible thing for a woman. That is, according to some.
That's what she does the whole time. It's always like she's kind of like, I don't know what's going on. She has Serena on. They talk about nothing. I mean, just nothing. Serena Williams, I thought actually was okay. She seemed like she had a pretty good sense of humor.
Except when she couldn't remember the game that they met at, which was the Super Bowl.
Friends.
Yeah.
But the point is, this goes on forever. And then the episode ends, Mike. And then they begin the thank yous for this episode.
Oh, this is a Spotify staple.
Do you have it, Dave, or no?
Engineer, and that person has to have
So
3 or 4 people.
Why don't they just both get credit?
Play a random clip. There's 30 people involved in this. Cool.
We had just landed, an hour or 2 hours before, racing back. We get back, our amazing nanny, Lauren, who we'd had all the way until in Canada here. Lauren, in floods of tears, she was supposed to put Archie down for his nap. And she just said, you know what? Let me just go and get a snack downstairs. And
I'm good. Jesus Christ.
Sounds great, actually.
I'm picturing there's this.
Sound good.
There's this in the studio, and then in the back room, there's people are throwing switches and
cue
get
cards.
down.
Fact checker. Was it Lauren? Was her name Lauren? Jesus, fact checker. My fact checker is Dave Cullinane. Doesn't even know when the fucking moon landing was. He's my
Never got it right.
Jesus Christ.
Rico Bosco just called. I just missed it.
He'll call again. What would I do with 30 people?
It's a lot.
30.
Well, what's
I can get 30 people to do that stupid Across America thing. That's what we should hire 30 people to do that.
Doesn't Stern have like a staff of 70 people now or something?
Yes. But at least he's like, Howard Stern. I mean, it's
true.
crazy, but just Meghan Markle talking by herself.
But even that, what do they all do? Like, if you took their average day,
they write jokes.
70 of them?
Yeah.
He's on 2 hours a week.
I mean, they probably script that entire thing nowadays, right?
We should start doing that.
Questions. They write his questions for him.
This is what Justin should have said: is me and Dave split the duties of 70 people.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. How is Justin doing? Any updates?
I think he's well. I talked to him.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
I just asked him if I said, I don't know if you're ready for this, but I need him to pull clips if he could. So he's helping me with something.
For blindmike.net?
Technically, no. I'm going on Who Are These Podcasts, and I have to do work for it.
What do you mean? You're a guest on that thing?
I'm a guest on it, yeah, so I have to pull clips from whatever podcast we're doing.
Okay, good. Excellent. Go to blindmike.net. Well, that's good that Justin's willing to work for Mike, Dave. Noted.
Well, he didn't respond to this last, so I don't know how willing he is, but I assume he's willing.
Oh, good,
yes.
good.
Maybe he would do stuff for us for free.
I'm
like
good. I'm
for
all set. No, we're good. We're all set with him.
I was listening one of Mike's shows recently, the Chevy Chase one.
Oh, yes.
I listened to that, yeah.
There was a moment where you said, I think it was a Rogan theory, but you said perhaps the amount of times that his pratfalls on SNL made him an asshole.
That was
Rogan's
Rogan's theory.
He was pretty quickly an asshole on SNL, so that must have been very immediate.
CTE made him the giant asshole.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that was even.
I mean, I watched all this SNL things. It wasn't like he was like trying to think of a wrestler. It wasn't like he was Mick Foley being thrown through like tables.
No, well, so there. The only thing I would give credit to is like there's something to him just saying the N-word to Donald Glover and thinking that's okay. Maybe there's something to that.
Yeah, but I mean,
because he fell downstairs in 1976.
It doesn't make any other sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to get too deep into Chevy Chase again, but I do think I think he always thought he was pushing some boundary.
Right.
Like he was like purposely being an asshole.
Well, that I don't know if you mentioned that, but the one from the 80s when he. The Terry Sweeney, who was the only open
gay guy,
he was like, "Hey, how about we do a sketch where you die of AIDS?" Like,
yes,
like,
that's in that book, right? Yeah. It's
like, oh, good one.
Yeah,
that's like Callahan's proposal for an SNL sketch.
Correct. That's true.
Hey, did you ever die of AIDS?
Did you ever deal with Chevy Chase or no?
Adam,
They all die.
I got another idea.
Have you ever dealt with him at all or no?
No. But I mean, I know people who have, and he's legendarily.
Yeah, he's like a famous.
And you know who else is like close number 2 on that is Mike Myers.
Oh yeah. Well, he got mad.
People who've worked with him, they said like he, is just unbelievable.
He got mad about something. It might have been something Tina Fey did.
Mike Myers?
Yeah, about a joke, maybe on Weekend Update or something, about what an asshole he was, and he called Lorne Michaels. It was one of those books, and he bitched him out.
Really?
But yeah, I guess he's famously a prick, right? Like, he stole Dr. Evil from Dana Carvey.
Yeah. And the crew, a lot of the crew of my last show worked on his, the last movie he did, and he said he put up around
Love Guru
around his trailer. He put a police tape, like yellow police tape. People couldn't cross.
I don't mind that.
Just to get that's actually an idea for
I have no problem with that.
It's like that Steve Harvey thing. I remember defending him because I was like, I kind of get it.
I defend him on the old show. I don't fucking need that.
Steve Harvey. Still a good night.
Yeah.
Still a good night.
How did he steal? So Dana Carvey came up with Dr. Evil?
Impression.
Well, I mean, it's Mike Myers is doing Lorne Michaels.
Oh, okay.
Is Dr. Evil. Yep. And Dana Carvey.
Doing Dana Carvey.
So do they hate each other now?
No, they got over it.
Right.
Well, they did that podcast together, the SNL podcast. Mike Myers was on it.
Fucking terrible.
I don't think they really even talked about that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not very good either, that podcast, which is too bad.
Every now and then I watch that quick clip of Mike Myers and Kanye West when Kanye
it's great. It's great.
George Bush hates black people. That look on Mike Myers' face is it's unbeatable. I love it. I love it.
What else going on, Dave?
How about Mike going at KFC last week aggressively?
I will say this about Mike, okay? He's not waving his arms at all. He's not trying to be noticed. I give him credit. He's flying under the radar.
Of course I am, which is why I don't understand why KFC's even acknowledging it.
You want
to know lazy, Kevin? How about watch your colleagues pass you by?
Ooh.
Remember when Dan Katz was on KFC radio? You dumb fuck. Does he have your number still, by the way? I know Jay Snowden doesn't.
It's not anger, Dave.
I was
so mad.
What are you so mad about? What the hell are you so mad about?
He called me lazy, and then a few minutes later, I point out that he might be right. But if you watch my podcast,
What is it? Who's calling?
Rico Bosco.
Oh well, we have to take this.
Or is it?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, this is Vinnie Barbarino from Welcome Back, Mr. Cotter.
Well, yeah, I know where you're from.
I knew
Vinny.
it was.
Yeah, it's actually called Welcome Back, Cotter. But yes, hello, Vinny. How are you?
Oh, well, yeah, as you know, in a former life, I was Danny Zuko. So I want to just talk a little bit. We had a very sad, very bad passing
sad
over
loss.
the weekend.
Yeah.
Of Olivia Newton-John.
It's not over the weekend. Not over the weekend. Vinny, it was.
Vinny just heard about it. He just heard about it.
Sorry.
I get the New York Post late night, night owl edition. It was over the weekend.
Okay. Don't sound like. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
It was over the weekend.
It was over the weekend. It was over the weekend. Yeah, it was over the weekend. Yeah.
As you know, before I became a whack job on Scientology, my pork loin, I used to get it up for Olivia Newton-John before they turned the pork loin into 2 loaves of roast beef, if you catch my drift.
I got you.
Whack jobs of Scientology.
Suppose I do. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. She got it done. And when you talk total package, singing, acting, she reminds me of a much older, much wiser version of a girl at Barstool with similar talents. But she can never put it together, that girl, because Olivia, she was pro-law enforcement, if you follow my drift.
I understand. I understand.
What may have happened for that girl. Olivia, every year for the Chino Hills PAL, she'd sponsor football, basketball, and baseball.
Is that true?
Chino Hills. Now you wonder, maybe some people could follow Olivia's lead. Either way, it's very sad.
Sadly, I think I know where you're going with this, Vinny. It seems like a long way of criticizing somebody who was just recently hired at Barstool. No?
Oh, no. I'm talking females, Kirk. Maybe you're not following. A young blonde female who could sing, who could dance. Total package, and was anti-police.
I understand. I got you, Vinny. Yeah, I got you, Vinny.
I thought maybe you would be a little sharper. After your vacation.
It takes me a day or two to get back, Vinny. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. But listen, again, a sad day. I want to pour one out for Olivia. In her old age, she reminded me, you talk about foxes, I say her and Kathy Culleney and me and Kanicki go out to the trailer and fucking put a few in them. You know what I'm saying?
I think I do.
R.I.P. to Olivia, and as I say, back back to blue and vote red.
Damn right. Thank you, Vinny. Good to talk to you.
Very interesting.
Where were we?
Oh.
Mike and KFC at that point.
Oh, Mike
Yes.
KFC.
Yeah.
Good. Yes. Well, yeah, no.
I might be irrelevant, Kevin. I might be a loser, but the CEO of Penn National has to Google both of our names if he wants to find out who we are. You're not getting a lot of calls from the elite.
Craig gave you the sympathy laugh on that one. It's good. That was nice
Craig,
of him. Yeah. I didn't. Craig did. Well, I forget. I actually now forget the genesis of the.
Well, so like weeks ago.
Oh, it was the Kevin and
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones thing. Yeah, Mike was always defending Alex Jones. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yes.
I wasn't at all. I was defending Kevin in a weird way.
Yes.
So weeks ago, I tweeted something about it, and then PGA Minahan just tweeted the clip in
Well, I
response
offered the show
to,
Twitter account. You turned it down.
I saw
Turned
that.
it down.
Turned it down. Well, said he was
disappointing.
Yeah, it was
He's busy.
Yeah, I think he has a job, which is remarkable. I didn't expect that.
And then he's
from
like
a
picking
Minahan.
out, he tweets out something 2 seconds later about the show.
Well, that's okay. I like him. Go ahead, Mike.
But so Kevin had this weird reply to someone that was tweeting at me about Kevin or something. It was very strange. So PGA Minahan responded with that video, and Kevin reacted to it. But he reacted to it like half-assed and didn't acknowledge anything that I was saying, because the points that it was weird. It was like a listener to this show who didn't hear my show making an argument based on nothing.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I was reacting to. And he gets into this, like, you're a loser, you're lazy, this stuff. And it's like, okay, but you're not saying that I'm wrong about it.
Right. He just hates you for some reason. I don't understand it.
That's what I don't get. It's
I don't
very
either.
weird.
There must be some reason.
Who hates you more, Kevin or Dave?
Oh, Kevin, I think.
I think Kevin.
Oh,
does,
now,
right?
now Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dave's
And
moved on.
so Kevin said something in one of those tweets like, same shit for 10 years, which I haven't known him for 10 years, but he claimed that.
Yeah.
And then someone sent me a clip from, do you remember very early on, you did a podcast with Mikey Fowler and KFC, like an episode of this show?
I do not.
It was in like the first month or two that you started.
Oh, in New York?
Yeah.
You went
I remember
to
that.
Someone
Yeah.
sent me a clip of that where you said you made some joke like I don't care who I do a show with. I do a show with Blind Mike, for Christ's sake.
That wasn't a joke, but yeah.
And Kevin says I didn't say it was a joke.
Right,
Did I?
okay, good. No, I just want to make that known for the record. Yeah.
And Kevin said like, don't disparage the name of Blind Mike. So like he defended, like kidding, jokingly defended.
Wow, what a
So
gotcha
it's-
moment that is.
No. So I'm saying something happened since then.
I don't.
I'm saying what like there has to be something since then that he doesn't like me. I don't know what it is.
He doesn't get in like real beefs with anybody on Twitter anymore except for Mike. So
Is that true?
Mike's the only one talking about his show. I think that's why.
Well, I like
Greg.
Kevin.
Wow,
I'm team Kevin on this one.
Sure, I figured.
Sure, why not? I figured it frustrated you. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I was disappointed.
I actually didn't know either. I just said about Team Beer.
Mike on his show, blindmike.net. Go. I listen to it all the time.
Yes.
Mike's like, look. He's like, fine. He's like, I see some people tweeting out that maybe, he's right that legally there is something against Alex Jones. He's like, Mike's like, I'm not a lawyer. What do you want me to do? I don't know the case.
But you're again, Mr. Math. That's not the point I was making.
That's exactly what you said.
No, I'm not saying you're misquoting me now.
Right.
I'm saying you're missing the point that I was making. That legally, Alex Jones might be in the wrong. But what I'm saying is Kevin was openly rooting for content creators to have to pay $45 million.
By the way,
and I said, if you say crazy shit.
I'll say this. I'm with him on that one. I'm happy to see Alex Jones pay every dollar he has. He's an asshole.
yes.
I don't care.
I just think that's weird.
So I'm not saying
I'm
not saying that that's right. I'm saying it sets a bad precedent. But I kind of like the idea of this asshole having to eat it.
I didn't talk about I don't give a fuck about the Alex Jones case, so I don't care. But
that
to
what it was
openly
all
say,
about?
to openly say,
I'm confused. No, I'm confused. I don't understand.
I'll tell you what it's about.
Go ahead.
Kevin tweeted. This is weeks ago now, so I don't even give a fuck anymore.
Right, I can tell. Yeah.
Kevin tweeted. you rile me up.
I don't even know. I don't even know what anybody's talking about.
Kevin tweeted,
Yeah.
I'll gladly pay, if I say something crazy like that,
I
would gladly pay the money and you can deplatform me.
Right,
And I said,
right.
Kevin,
Well, of course
you
that's dumb.
said crazy shit. That's dumb to root for.
Sure.
As someone who does a podcast.
Right. To me, if his argument is, hey, the Tiger Woods thing is not as bad.
Of course it's not.
But that to me is not a valid argument.
Kevin also just tweeted
That's
it
what
once.
precedent is.
Correct. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I'm happy to see an asshole like Alex Jones eat shit while acknowledging it sets a bad precedent.
Wasn't the Tiger Woods thing a joke? Like, wasn't he joking?
No. His next tweet was, I'm not joking.
Mike, by the way, Mike is working on a book about this, which nobody cares about except.
But
Mike's going to do one chapter on KFC, one chapter on Quincy, one chapter on KFC. It's going to be a good move, I think.
I defend Kevin no matter what he does, no matter who he's coming into or whatever. I've defended this man time and time again.
Well, it's your fault.
Kevin did
You
one day.
got to move on. What?
Kevin did one day on Tiger Woods. Alex Jones has made like years of comments about.
What's your point?
I don't think Kevin should be sued.
No, my just point is like Alex Jones deserves the worst because he's just continually talking that this is a host.
But here's the thing, like to Mike's point, I don't know. Like I said, I rooted for Alex Jones to lose that case. I understand as a content creator, and as somebody who says dumb things, it's a dumb thing to do. But as a human being who has kids,
that's my only point.
I am rooting against Alex Jones, who I think is a fucking phony. So, but that being said, it's a slippery slope. So once that happens,
no, that's a stupid argument. According to you, you're not allowed to make a slippery slope argument.
Take it easy. It's okay. Mike,
He's telling you what he said.
You're very worked up about this.
The man's attacked my character.
You do get worked up like over Dave, Kevin, or if somebody rapes somebody. Those seem to be the three things.
Those are my triggers.
Yeah, those seem to be the three things that get you worked up.
They're all serious. Sometimes they overlap.
Yeah, well, I mean, what would you have done if Kevin was like Harvey Weinstein? Your mind would be a fucking pretzel.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine how torn up I was over the Dave article.
Oh my God.
It was funny listening to Mike opine on the Louis C.K. situation. Just because.
I was right about that.
No, I mean, I just like people who know nothing about a situation, like, just having a strong stance either way.
Ooh, let me hear more about this.
What do you know that I
No, I'm just being in general. I mean, I don't know. I know Louis a little bit, but I also know the women a little bit.
Mike doesn't care about that. Louis is funny. Mike doesn't care about the women.
No, I mean, obviously I know Louis from, he was my
Are you saying I can only talk about things of people I've met?
TV, sister's TV boyfriend.
Oh, she was.
And they shared, and they
and
they shared a manager, Dave Becky, who got caught up in the whole.
Oh, that's right. You got in trouble too, right?
Is her manager? Yeah. But this was like before the story broke. So it must have been like 2018 or something. I was doing a stand-up show in LA.
Wait a minute. What happened?
Largo with Louis. Louis was on the bill.
Okay.
And this woman that I was acting with in the show was like, and this was when the rumors were around. Like everybody knew the rumors, but to the same extent that everybody else. It was like
known for years.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And she was like, "I can't believe you're doing a show with him." And I was like, "Louis C.K. he's like the biggest comedian." We're like, "Of course I'm doing it with him." And she told me the story before that. She was best friends with one of the women.
Yeah.
And they were like, and she was like, "No, it wasn't like how it's being portrayed. It was like they were really upset, and they did not know what was happening. And when they got up there, it was like a total surprise to them."
Mike, go ahead. Your retorts.
Well, I think it's kind of crazy that Greg thinks I can only talk about people I've met.
Unbelievable. Dave, any thoughts on that? It's just unbelievable.
Well, I would do a pretty narrow show if I could only talk about people I've interacted with.
I didn't say that, but just when you're talking specifics about a situation, like
Greg, let me be clear about
they were flirting with him before they went up.
You're a human being. Mike doesn't care about the victims. He doesn't care.
Greg, I happily have him on. I don't know what you want me to do.
He has made that very clear. The man doesn't care. To his credit, he's been consistent from day one.
It's true.
I mean, who's on the side of the predators? Mike. Somebody has to be.
Yeah.
Somebody has
voice
to
for
be.
the innocent.
Yes.
That's right.
What else, Dave?
I think Jay Leno. He thinks Louis C.K. was on some podcast that Jay Leno supported him through those allegations.
Oh, was that true?
On Rogan, he said. It was very weird though because he didn't acknowledge what he was talking about.
Jesus.
He takes himself so seriously now.
Leno or Louis?
Louis.
Yeah.
I saw a podcast yesterday from somewhere.
Well, he's been kind of put. I mean, he's had wherever you stand on him, he's been put through the ringer.
Well, I think Greg means just in general, he's very artsy. Like talks about his process. And
does he really?
I mean, comedians in general, I think, are like, there's nobody that takes themselves more seriously than comedians.
What happens? I do think there's a certain age though. Like you see it now with Seinfeld. Like for me,
he's the worst.
Jerry Lewis became like this. Like these guys start they lose their sense of humor somewhere.
Well, Louis on this podcast yesterday, he said,
Which one is this?
It was
Rogan.
He was on Rogan?
No, it was on like your mom's house. Or
whatever. Yeah. He was on that too.
He was like, you know what I do? And this is the best way to connect with nature, when things are going wrong. Is I have a garden out in my backyard.
Oh, Christ.
But I don't plant anything. I just go down and I put my hands in the grass and I just dig in the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit like that.
Get the fuck
just
out
so you
of here.
feel like
Fuck
the earth and you become one with the earth.
Defend that one, Mike. Go ahead. Mike, that's worse. Mike, that's worse.
I agree with him.
Admit that's the worst thing he's ever done. Just admit it.
I agree with. There's a lot of that. Like Jim Carrey writing himself a check, that sort of a thing. Where they pontificate about these motivational tools that they use.
He's a good comedian, very good comedian. But even on his show, which I loved on FX, he had a schmaltzy side, which was not my favorite.
I liked most Louis episodes, even though like weird ones.
Yeah.
He also was like the first to go like direct to consumer on his website, right? And he made a
did
shitload of money on it.
He did that show there, which I didn't like. But but I respected that. I respected his business acumen.
Yeah. He probably built up a huge ego based on kind of like that time period, right? Like doing on your website, having success with it, and then also having Louis be successful on FX.
But like, I wonder about this. Like, so like you played Meghan, not Meghan Markle, but Meghan Queen of Sussex, whatever her name is, Duchess of Sussex is her last name. What's Harry's last name like on his? He lives in America now, right? Yeah. He's the opposite of you. He turned his back on Europe and moved to America.
He moved into my old place.
What is on his license?
Henry Charles Albert David.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Really?
Duke of Sussex.
But there's no last name?
Harry.
What's his last?
I'm sorry, Henry Charles Albert David.
How did you know that so quickly? I
just googled it quick. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow. What's his last name? David?
I
Dave, I'm fact checking.
Prince.
Yeah.
Really?
Harry
So
Prince.
Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, Henry Charles Albert David.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Imagine that on the license. Someone pulls you up like, license registration, please.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Like Meghan Markle must have been like a normal person in high school, but now she's just
she
not
was not
connected to reality.
I knew. It was funny. When she just started dating the prince, I met with this guy in LA who's going to be my manager. He was kind of a sleazy LA dude, but he was like, yeah, I don't know if you heard, my ex-wife is now dating the prince. So it was her first husband.
Her first husband?
Yeah. And he was like very bitter about it. Like,
really?
yes,
Yeah, was she like I don't know.
I forget what his name was.
One, she had that stupid. That's how she starts out the podcast. That stupid commercial that irritated her.
Oh, that was
she,
annoying.
She
That
tells
was
that
fucking
story
annoying.
on every fucking interview,
really?
every chance she gets. That's
She
her story.
stinks. She
Yeah.
stinks. She stinks. Harry will divorce her by 2026.
Oh, he's brainwashed though.
No, he'll move back. He'll move back.
Yeah.
He needs it. Those people are so fucked up. It's so bizarre.
Do they really do that stuff though? Like just divorce and like, isn't
Well,
it like
Prince
you're almost
Charles
in
and
for
Diana
life?
got divorced.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't. I just assumed. I knew she died. That's all I really knew.
Oh, you know they were divorced?
Mike thought he had her killed.
He might have.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm a
how
Charles
far
guy.
off
Charles
I need
would-
to get rid of this problem.
Charles
here.
would do it. No. But it's really unusual, I think.
People who are obsessed with that shit are so strange to me. Like my wife woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that stupid Kate.
Girls
Middleton
like
way.
it.
It's
It's,
just
it's
weird.
fucking stupid. I agree, but it's
it's
also like it's Mickey Mouse for them. It's they're
But those people are like
it's tourism money.
Exactly.
You know? It's
They're
like-
trapped. Like they're
Oh,
animals.
it's. I mean, but they have wealth like you wouldn't believe, though.
Yeah. Kate Middleton is just pure class. Pure class.
I wouldn't. If she was in here, I'd tell her to fucking.
She is the prototype of
she
like what your
stinks.
parents would want you to
Oh,
end
she
up
stinks.
with.
She's
prototype.
Dave is
She
falling
stinks.
for that.
Give me Camilla.
Why
Parker
isn't Meghan
Bowles all
Markle,
day.
dude?
Why is what?
Why isn't Meghan Markle?
Meghan Markle's beautiful. She just sucks. She's just annoying as shit.
Interesting.
Dave likes about.
Don't make it
50%
about
of
that.
Meghan- He likes about 50% of Meghan Markle.
That's not true.
He's 50% of.
I loved Meghan Markle in Suits, but I just think her personality sucks.
You
She still
love
brainwashed
Suits?
the guy. Yeah, I thought Suits was a good show.
Really?
Suits.
Suits on USA Network? Yeah, sure.
I always wondered who watches those. Like
Idiots
Burn
like
Notice.
Conan.
What?
Yeah.
That guy, the main guy was good. He's great in that movie. I
Silk
forget his
Stockings. That was a show. If you want to watch an old USA show.
name. Silk Stockings?
Yes, yeah, people in bras and stuff. Back then, when you had to masturbate
Yeah.
to stuff
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like you, masturbating feverishly in some hotel room in West Virginia.
I don't do anything feverishly. It's very calm. It's
Every
very
day, still, the streak's still alive.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Pancakes yesterday?
Breakfast, no pancakes.
Why not?
Yeah. We don't do pancakes. We're not a
Oh,
pancake
what did Kathy
family.
make yesterday?
She made bacon, sausage, eggs. Like, oh, you know.
Who was there? The Cole crew? Or
Big Jack, of course.
Right.
Chase, happy birthday to him. 3 years
Ooh,
old
3 years
yesterday.
old?
Yep. Riley and my wife was there.
Oh, so no other Cullinans were there.
No.
Just intimate, just a small gathering.
Just a tight crew right there on
good.
Sunday mornings.
Good. Excellent. Wonderful. That's fantastic. As is Tommy John, by the way, which I wore on my run this morning. Breathable. Keeps you 2 or 3 times cooler. It dries 4 to 5 times. God, I can't even. Last time I did the read, I have to wear my glasses now for it. This is sad. The Apollo underwear is ultra breathable technology. Keeps your skin up to 7 degrees cooler than regular cotton. Is it going to be in the 90s again today?
Yes. It's going to be a scorcher.
Lord. With dozens of comfort. And school starts tomorrow in the 90s. First day of school. In Massachusetts.
Today for my son.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I dropped him off before I came here.
The old grounds?
Yeah, it was wild.
Did you go to the, what's that pizza place across the street?
The House of Pizza?
Still there?
Still there, yeah.
Going strong?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe I'll go later.
They have a new, looks like a brand new field there, they're building.
Yes. Yeah.
Jeez,
Not going to be ready in time for the football season. Somebody really dropped the ball.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be done in like June, and then somebody started late. So,
Has the high school been redone or no?
Not really.
No. Same with Lexington, which meanwhile, like, I don't know, you pay $1 million in taxes. Just go, whatever. So I'll get to that. That's not relevant to Tommy John.
Sorry, Tommy.
Isn't it though in some ways?
I suppose it is.
Yeah.
TommyJohn.com/Kirk right now for 20%, 20% off your first order. 20% off right now at TommyJohn.com/Kirk. TommyJohn.com/Kirk. Right there is my Tommy Johns. TommyJohn.com/Kirk. One of the great pitchers of all time, too, Mike. Who's not in the Hall of Fame.
Is that right?
Tommy John.
I know he's a pitcher. I didn't know he's one of the greats.
I think he won, Dave, look it up. I'm going to say he won 288 games.
Whoa.
Tommy
Pretty impressive.
John.
Also has
287?
surgery named after
Well, I
him,
think that's
too,
what
and
people
it's
say
like-
should be in the Hall of Fame for, is
Yeah.
because that literally changed, but he didn't like perform the surgery.
288.
I think he did. I think he performed it
288.
on
I'm
himself.
going to say he's 288 and 253.
231.
Damn it. That's a good winning percentage.
That is pretty good. 3.34 ERA.
Slow lefty.
He was a compiler, though, as Mike Francesa would say, compiler. No, not in.
Yeah, the first career 20-win season.
How can that be?
He definitely did not.
That's what the Google machine says.
Cy Young won 511 games, Dave.
This is what Google says. Hold on.
People won like 35
He was the
games.
8,000th pitcher to win 20 games this season.
First guy to throw a fastball.
In
First man ever to hold a baseball.
I'm fact checking here. Can I fact check?
I can fact check for you.
First guy to wear a hat.
I can name you right now without even looking. I can name you 50 pitchers who won 20 games before Tommy John.
Hold on,
He
I got
introduced sunflower seeds. To
I
the
got
game.
it. I got it.
Spitting.
There's a little typo.
Did he break the color barrier? Was it Tommy John?
I clicked the link. There was a little typo. I clicked the link.
Go ahead.
John had his first
Okay.
career 20 win
Yes,
season.
not the. Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that, was
makes a lot
wrong,
more
Dave?
sense.
Just intellectually, wouldn't you think that was wrong?
Listen,
Makes
it's
a lot more
Anchorman.
sense.
It's on the screen. You read it. It's on the screen. It's
And what year was that?
1977.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
With the Dodgers, right? I believe, yeah.
We got the facts right. That's all that
Invented
matters.
underwear.
I'm putting them in.
Fact check.
I'm going to put them in. I think so, yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Are you coming to New York for that trivia thing or no?
If you want me to go, sure.
I forget it. I don't know. Whatever. How am I supposed to answer that question?
So yes.
Go if you want.
He'll be there.
If you don't
Yes.
want to go, don't go. I know.
I'll go. Yeah, for the Minifans.
He'll leave right before the match.
That's a day trip.
Yep.
You know, they say the biggest form of passive aggressiveness or passive aggression, I guess, is when you pretend like you don't remember someone, like if you've met them before. And be
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, have we met? You know.
Right.
But the second, I think, is when you misspell somebody's name over and over again.
I don't know how to spell his name.
No, don't do it.
Actually, don't
Call
know.
me on
It
Twitter.
ruins
I
the
love
humor
it.
out of it too. Like, don't
I
talk
love it.
about it.
I
And
know
then
how to
other
spell
people
it.
getting involved in it. It ruined. Yeah.
I'm
just,
sorry, Dave.
yeah,
What
just-
is- Go
I was
ahead.
wondering the origin of that.
I don't know how to spell his last name.
Yeah, I just love
Well,
it.
no, because then I saw
That's not
Ryan
true.
Whitney
It's so
called
stupid.
it, spelled it
It's
like
not true.
Cullen Hayne or
Such
something.
a lie.
Whitney and I were feverishly texting back and forth yesterday about the golf, but he was ripping Cullinane on the text.
Cullinane.
What specifically?
Just how stupid he is. He's
Oh,
like,
okay.
he's all excited for Friday, September 9th, Mike. I don't know if you want to join us or not that day.
Oh, it's a Friday, isn't it?
No.
Oh, you're saying when
Stephen Earl Robbins is producing the show.
Yes.
Friday, September 9th. Dave Cullinane will be playing the Justin Trudell role that day. You will be Steve's intern. Can you handle that role?
That's very exciting.
Sure.
I mean, you're getting paid the same.
Sure.
Do you have a problem with that?
I do not have a problem with that.
Sounds like it looks like you have a problem with that.
No, nope. I don't have a problem. with
good.
it.
Let's
For the
have it.
show.
Come
Hey,
on,
if you want to
Dave.
do it, you're the boss. It's your rules. You're the boss.
What is your issue with it?
I don't have an issue with it.
Dave, come on.
What's the issue?
It's not degrading, but it's like a little.
You're being demoted. You're being punished for the 2 days that you tweeted from your account.
Yep.
Don't you like Steve?
But not rewarded for like doing other things.
You get rewarded by your salary.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I get that.
Rewarded.
You act like, nothing
Portnoy,
happened.
what, you want a cookie?
You act like nothing happened last week. Like you act like we didn't do anything else. We weren't
Did I
talking
say
about
that?
live shows.
Did
We
I
weren't
say
talking
that?
about the
Did I
case.
say that? Did I say that?
You didn't, but you acted like that.
So you want me to just say? Do you want me to just say all the good things you do?
No.
I'm
not that guy. I'm not that guy.
This is what you're asking for.
I'm ready for September 9th. Can't wait for it.
Where does this rank on the passive aggressive scale?
You just want some treats.
Nope.
Wouldn't you be honored to learn from Steve Robinson, the guy who helped build this show from the ground?
Nice guy.
Aren't you
Absolutely.
a Steve fan?
I'm a Steve fan.
I mean, you want to say you're an associate producer? That's fine. That's fine.
Well, they say good management style is a compliment sandwich. If you could compliment him, then voice your criticism. And
I mean, I hope he
compliment him
doesn't.
again.
I hope he doesn't die soon. I mean, well, I do hope he dies. So,
the-
is that a sandwich or no?
I don't think
What kind of
so.
sandwich is
I
that?
don't think so.
At the end of that episode, you could say
Open-faced.
you could do the credit. You could do the credits. Produced by Steve Robinson with help from Dave Cullinane.
You get to work with. Have you ever been on a show with me? Oh, I guess in Mississippi you were.
Well, yeah, he was in
Oh, the Mercedes show.
He was in Red 13.
We
with
were in
Steve.
Red 13 together. Yeah.
And when Jerry was in here, He was here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is exciting.
Oh, we'll have a great time.
Friday, September 9th, Steve Robinson, who is a man of Maine once again, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, is he officially?
Yes, officially. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Very exciting.
Looking for work, I think.
In what field?
That I don't know.
We don't know.
Cross country,
yeah,
vagabondness.
Consultation. I don't know.
At least he fucking did it. Carano just quit.
So what
today.
happened? I just saw this on Twitter.
It's all over.
Supposedly,
What are you talking about?
It's all done.
I just picture Mike showering like in silence.
No.
Like 2 weeks from now, just putting it back, just looking. Maybe. Yeah. Nope. Head down, back in the shower.
So Albert just hears the water turn on and then quickly turn off. I'm like, what's going on?
Just filthy. What happened? I'm confused.
Apparently, he wasn't going to get his RV or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
until
it's just March or
October.
something.
So he just stopped?
I think he thought it was going to come in October, and then it wasn't going to come till March 2023. And he just said, "We're done for a while."
It's
so
on.
we figured it out.
It's on hiatus.
Yeah.
It could be permanent hiatus. Who knows?
That always ends well for a podcast when they just say, we'll stop for 5 months.
Yeah.
So he's done.
He's done.
Well,
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I made it through one episode, so I give
I'm
myself
holding out
credit.
hope.
Yeah.
So how did he end it? Just that?
No, yeah, they had a farewell episode. It was about 17 minutes, I think.
And just talked about how they have a lot of thinking to do about what their next steps will be.
What's he doing currently?
He sold his house too, so he's living in like Airbnb.
Airbnbs in New Hampshire and Maine.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with people? I don't understand.
It's interesting to do that, and
I mean, yeah,
there's a potential it doesn't happen for a year.
You gotta have an end game, I think, right? I guess if you don't have kids, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I suppose.
By the way, going back to school before Labor Day is the douchiest thing of all time, too.
Ooh,
I
look
hated
at
that.
Hot fucking take away.
I did hate that.
Fucking phones are burning up.
Do they have Friday off, too?
5 full lines on this, guys.
They have, so Harrison
Weigh in.
has a half day tomorrow. Kate, they have Lexington Public Schools half day tomorrow, full day Wednesday, full day Thursday, off Friday, off Monday. So I think the argument is, I agree.
Way to
By
start.
the way, I agree with you. Yeah. The argument I think is they are banking days for snow days later on down the line. I think is what
That was
they said.
always the argument. Yeah, we always started the week before Labor Day.
Greg's like me. We never had school before Labor Day. It was always the Tuesday after Labor Day, and then you didn't have any like fucking half days or you were in all the way.
My son's totally jazzed about the possibility of snow days because those don't exist in Sweden, even though we have way more snow.
What do you mean? They just don't.
They've never canceled school in the history of the country.
So it snows 3 feet. What do they do? Do you just go?
People are literally like taking their kids on like sleds.
I respect that. That's
how it used to be. That's how it used to be.
Well, I thought now with the pandemic school learning era that the snow days were going to be done, you could just do it from home, but they got rid of that too.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. This is a bullshit week of
It's
school.
stupid because it's a huge vacation week, I would assume, for people. Labor Day is the last week you could go to like your beach house or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just a dick move.
2.5 days of school for just so teachers can. I don't know. I don't really understand it.
Well, teachers can set up their shit before the kids get there. Why do you have
Yeah,
to
they
ruin
can set
it
their
for them?
shit. Yeah, you're right. Here's my shit. Let's get school started.
That's what they do. They have to go
angry
set up
about
the.
it. What's that, Mike?
No, I was
Here's my
repeating.
fucking notebook. My fucking Apple.
Well, they're
asshole.
probably pissed too, I would assume, right? I mean, they would like
guess.
that.
Yeah, it's tough for them. They only had 3 months off.
Yeah.
There's fucking vacation, holiday, and weekend. You're fucking paying for.
It is interesting. Like Cullinan is like weirdly hostile to just for no reason
Yeah,
to,
what is
to
that
certain
anger about?
groups of people.
What is-
Like,
what is
all of a
being-
sudden
yeah,
it
Groups of
comes.
people. I love teachers.
I
I'm
feel like
just saying-
I feel like you're being deprived of something this week with the school thing, though. Are you just mad because?
No, I just think it's a dick move. I think something is a dick move. I'm not passionate about it as an issue, but I just speak passionately.
You think it should start the Tuesday after Labor Day?
Yeah,
I'm with you.
No
I happen to agree with you.
No
on that.
brainer. I could probably make a argument to say give an extra day too, because people stay through Labor Day on their vacations. So give an extra day of travel and then start on Wednesday.
It's interesting.
So
to
why
watch.
bring him back for 3 days then, Dave? Why don't you just give him that week?
No,
off?
because then it's like full. Well, now your full systems go at that point. This is like dicking around. It's like half day here, then day off Friday before, then fuck that.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
It's
please.
interesting to watch a
Please
guy.
rescue us.
I think Dave has a tremendously thick skin. I would say he takes a lot of shit very well.
This Steve thing is this whole Twitter Steve thing rattled him.
Oh well, that may be true, but I was just thinking.
Why did it rattle me? What did I do? What did I do where it rattled me?
Just right now, your
Yeah,
reaction.
I'm rattled because I don't
That
yell.
voice
I don't
right there.
yell at everything. They literally just said I'm irrational about every fucking topic. So how is this different?
Did I say that?
They said that.
Okay, well, you're talking to me.
Okay, so you didn't agree with them.
No, I don't agree with him on that.
Okay.
I find you quite rational. Go ahead, Mike.
But now I'm doing.
I said hostile, not.
I mean, you
irrational.
seem unhinged today a little bit.
I'm not unhinged. I'm totally fine.
Is there a part of you, Dave, that thinks like, hey, he should be my intern for
No.
the day?
No, part of me thinks it's a show, and if they think it's funny,
I'll
you do it.
show you.
You don't want so you don't want Steve here.
No, whatever you want.
No,
It's
that's
your
not-
show.
I know that, but that's not what I'm asking you. Do you want Steve here?
I want Steve on the show. Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a
No, I do.
Pause.
No, because I'm thinking about it from the perspective of you're doing it for content reasons, like you're making a thing of it.
Oh, it'd be good to have Steve here.
Yeah, there you go. It'd be good to have Steve in studio.
If Kirk rehired Steve, what would the hierarchy be? In your mind, what should it be?
What do you mean? Hired Steve as what?
If you brought Steve back as some kind of producer,
Well, I couldn't do that.
who would be the
Up
boss?
to him anyway. I don't know. Don't ask me. It's his ship.
I would say, to be honest, I would say Dave because Steve left.
interesting.
When you leave,
Right.
I would say.
All right.
Dave. Well, whether Dave wants to be called the executive producer, executive producer.
Never
of the
asked
show.
for that.
Many
Never
times.
asked for
Well,
that.
then he should be the alpha in that. Then it is insulting.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose. What else going on?
I'm not insulted by it.
Good. What else going on?
Somebody DM'd me and said I should be fired purely for defending Katie Nolan because apparently she did the Red Sox game this
Oh,
weekend.
I can only imagine how bad that was.
Fucking
Why do you say
horrific. I cannot defend her in any
Bad?
way. She was so bad. Corny jokes, like worse than Greg on Twitter jokes. it was just.
That's an example of the hostility I'm talking about. He's like, the fuck, this guy thinks he's funny? Like, they're obviously supposed to be dumb jokes.
Look at that.
bro.
Now he's getting all worked up.
Well, it's just so silly that you get
Mike
upset
with
about it.
KFC, and this is a very defensive.
We all have
line.
our triggers.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You are right about that. Go ahead, Dave.
And it is rare to have the changeup be the pitch your highest percentage pitch.
Because then it's really not a change up, right? Is it? 'Cause isn't that?
I see what you did there.
Thanks.
She did that about 27
that's a rough scene.
times.
You watched the game?
And I went back and watched the whole thing because I just wanted to see how cringe she was. But that broadcast is awful. Apple Plus.
Are they trying too hard to be like casual? Like
It has not gotten rave reviews.
No, they're like trying to be different, and it's really not different. It's just worse.
It's hard because you do want a different broadcast, I guess.
Well, that's what
Although,
Peyton Manning has dominated. That's all. You got the simulcast.
It's
thing,
hard to
whatever
find
they
people
call
that
it.
are good at that.
No, I agree. Yeah,
You know?
I agree. It's also just a format doesn't lend itself to it either. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Did you make anything of Rico Bosco's defense of you on Pick'em? The entire podcast was basically like about
Let's
you.
cut the bullshit here. Between Rough and Rowdy, the whole mini golf tournament, this thing, like I have become the center of Barstool somehow.
Right.
Everyone hates me there again, which I like. I cannot wait to go back there in October and see all those idiots. I think Dan Katz, who's a very, very good friend of mine, put Rico in a tough position, and I don't appreciate that. I think he's trying to make Rico pick sides, and Rico defended you, Mike.
I heard that. Yes.
He said he's part of his crew.
I didn't care for Smitty's reaction to that.
Well,
he seemed appalled by
Well,
it.
Smitty may be a mini golf teammate of mine sometime soon, so I can't criticize him.
I thought we were pals, he and I.
But
Is Smitty a mini golfer? Is there something?
yeah.
Big time.
I play with him at the tournament.
Okay.
But yeah, Rico, I'm not sure what Dave's trying to do here. And Dan, I think they're trying to fuck with Rico, which I don't
Don't
appreciate.
you think there's a little bit of a predicament you put yourself in where if you are have an allegiance to two families, if those two families...
So the two families that people listening to this show may not know is that Rico is part of the Pick'em crew with Dave and Dan, right?
I guess you got to put Hank there too as well.
And Hank as well. And then he's part of my crew. So he's being put in a position here.
Why? What rivalries do you have? Why would
Well,
that be a conflict?
somebody who might move to Miami with Dave is now sort of one of the
part of that crew.
Yeah, as Dave suggested, like you can't, like I'm allowed to put a hit on that guy.
Sure,
but
Rico's not.
Rico is not.
Gotcha.
It's complicated. So I don't know, right? I mean, that's what it came down to, wasn't it?
And what's your take on? He basically admitted that his allegiance during football season is to one family.
He's in a room. He's trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
It's
just
fine.
fighting for his
You wore a wire. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, that doesn't bother. Okay.
I wish we heard from him more if he'd only called into the show.
I appreciate hearing from him. I haven't heard from him in a while.
I'll say this.
I suspect he's about to.
It didn't necessarily sound like Travolta they called earlier, but it didn't sound like Rico.
No, it didn't
True.
sound-
I don't know who.
It's true. Somebody took his phone.
I thought for sure he was going to do the what? Where? From the
Well, yeah, he had a
Barbarino thing. That would have been perfect.
He had a new podcast in mind, though, didn't he, Rico? He was critical of a certain podcast that's coming out, no?
Exactly. Anorexic drunk movie podcast sounds like a great idea, too.
Who is that?
Clever.
Oh.
That should be the name of that podcast. Definitely.
Dan couldn't figure that one out.
I think Who? Is he doing a podcast from? I don't even know.
I haven't heard anything about it. No.
Oh, no. No, I haven't heard. You got me. Yeah. But no, I appreciate it. Rico's loyal. I appreciate his loyalty for sure.
Good.
Did you see Stephen Chase tweet over the weekend that he was proud that the Bucks did enough due diligence on that Bills punter?
Well,
Did you see that tweet?
He was proud of him.
So they knew all about it and then just didn't alert anybody
I
else.
saw that
about
moron Albert Breer. Actually, he's always been nice to me. that guy got shot a bunch of times last night. And Breer's like, boy, it's tough, man. He had such a good off season. He's gonna have a big year. Okay, he got shot like 10 times, but okay,
it sucks.
Beat writers are just weird people. They're just strange people. And I quote tweeted. I think his name is. It's almost like Scott Baio's name on Arrested Development.
Yes, Bob Glauber.
Bob Glauber. Yes.
Loblaw.
I'm guessing Scott Baio would not be welcome back on Arrested Development if they rebooted brought the show back.
No.
Your sister was on the show when it was funny, at least.
Arrested Development?
Yeah.
She was on.
She was on
one episode, right?
Yeah, but that's when the show was funny, though. Like,
what do you mean? Do you think it lost?
Oh.
When?
On Netflix?
She was on more than one episode, wasn't she? Wasn't she married to Job or something?
Yeah, it was the seal.
Yeah.
I sealed the deal with her. Yeah.
That was such a big score for him. Like they were married at that time, and he was just doing like voiceover stuff for GMC when they got married. And then he landed that role like kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it was huge.
Yeah, he is huge now. You're right. He got awfully fat. And that's funny.
Your thoughts?
I have no thoughts on that.
In between shows of the Wilbur, he might, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Of course, he was giving me everything at that. I couldn't believe how many times you told me this in between shows. The amount of times that your sister was on Epstein's plane was unbelievable. Flight logs, it was incredible.
He was a stewardess.
I was shocked at that.
Flight attendant.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Oh my God! That's traumatic.
It actually wasn't as long as it felt at the show.
Well, I don't even know what happened.
It only felt like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like an hour. There it did. But then when you go back, he was only on stage for I think 90 seconds.
We are with the two most famous drunk appearances in the history of the podcast, both at live shows.
I'm sorry I missed it because I just remember you had walked away from him. He had the mic and he was talking, and you walked over to Dave and Justin and were telling them something. So I was trying to hear what you were saying if it was something I needed to know.
I was saying, you fucking believe how drunk
and
he is?
you walk back and go, what's happening?
That's true. Because I didn't quite realize it. And I was like, oh, he's going all the way here.
I don't even get it because I was just supposed to go up there and just say like, hey, and introduce this clip.
We had the video,
which was supposed to take 2 seconds.
Right.
So I don't even know how I could have.
So you think
talked about anything?
Your defense of it was you were not used on the first show, so you thought you weren't going to be used in the second show.
No,
so it's Colleen's fault.
I knew I was going up in the second show. But
what's that?
He did blame me.
He did. I remember that. Did that?
He did.
When you're in that situation, you're just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks.
You know what's scary is
oddly you blame Colleen with Madawaska.
Yes, I did. It was his fault.
You know what's funny is for me, it would be the best case scenario if I was like roofied by someone, because then I would be like, oh, fine. I'm hoping that somebody calls in and says like,
right,
we got you.
We got you. Because there was
Michael defend that person.
It's just so odd.
Full circle.
It's just so odd that happened.
The worst part about it was you were going on the second show though, because we told you at the second.
Yeah, I know.
When?
But
the second VIP.
Well, but at that point it was too late.
Yeah. Oh
no, that's I'm telling you, that's where it all happened.
There's no turning back.
Yeah, he was talking to my best friend for like what felt like 90 minutes about how fantastic the show was.
He loves the show. What's wrong with that?
I thought the first. I mean, I know you guys are trying to paint me with this drunk brush.
I am not
all night long, but I was blown away by the show and like by the vibe of the place. I mean, I've never been. Obviously, I'll never be to a live show again because it's like, logistically I won't be around. I don't think during those things.
Don't say that.
Well, I mean, unless you guys come to Sweden.
Well, don't count us out. We might.
But it was, I know like when you set out to make this show, you wanted to like create a whole other world, but like they really created like this community of people that were like.
What I want to say is I fucking love this show. It's the best podcast in the world.
Oh my God.
That's not so bad.
That is so painful to listen to.
It's painful though. It's uncomfortable.
It's so painful. Part of me is
if you blacked out, it could have been much worse.
Part of me is intrigued.
He's part of the family though, so it doesn't matter. We embrace you. It's fine. It happens.
The worst part about it was when I came back because I came, but when I got back home, I didn't have like coverage. Pride.
Like Ryan Russillo, he's in someone else's.
Yeah, when you say house, you mean the random house you walked into.
Yeah.
You just explain to some old married couple. They understand he built a whole community.
It's really great.
I'm going to call the police now.
By that time, I'd come to a bit, and so but I didn't. Like honestly, so when I got home, I was like, all right, like I don't remember being up on stage. I remember like flashes of seeing like, but I have no idea. But I still was like, oh, maybe I pulled it off. All I had to do was just
absolutely.
And so I look on Twitter. I was like, oh no, oh my God, because not just.
But you know, people love that. Like if you were sober and went up and just gave like a boring, it's better for you. I mean,
we wouldn't be talking about it.
As a listener to the show, you have to understand that's better.
Yeah. Well, two things.
It endears you. Don't you think, Dave, or no?
Yes, and also...
First of all, Dave, were you humiliated for him? Did you think it was mortifying?
Oh, I was baffled. Yeah, I've been there, and I just felt awful.
Because you were on the show that morning, or the morning before.
Yeah, well, that's
after you said like,
I vociferously defended my drinking habits the day before, which also made it worse. But for me, it was just knowing that, like, in this world, it's like, this is just now. That's just who I am.
Yeah, you don't get away from.
And now, I mean, every time I tweet something, there's someone that's like, "Hey, you drunk now?" Like,
yes. That's why Mike is so. Mike has moved away from that. It's amazing.
It dies down after a while. You only get it once every 3 tweets.
3 years.
It's not so much the comments; it's just the lack of originality in the comments that drive me crazy. It's like, "Hey, did you have a couple drinks before you tweeted this?" Like, oh man, come on, do better, be better.
What was that, Mike? Can you say something or not?
No, I agree with that. That's what it like gets you. Is you get mad at it, but then it's like, well, they don't know that someone else just tweeted that also.
Right. And to be clear, I didn't tell Greg not to drink that day. There is a difference.
I didn't say that was.
No, I'm just making that clear for the record, Mike. Mike's still defensive 3 years later. I know that. I didn't know that.
What are you talking about?
But I was mentioning Bob Glauber. He's a football writer, beat writer. He retired from Newsday. I told the story because I always remember this story. The guy cut me in line at the press box at Gillette in 2011, Patriots-Jets.
Did you know each other?
No, I was a nobody at that point. He's one of those guys. I'm sure he's very nice. All the blue check marks told him how great he was. He kind of always seemed like a press room, like, varsity quarterback to me.
Okay.
Kind of like a Tommy Curran, like like nice guy, but like let's keep things in mind.
I rule the roost here.
Like Lupica, these guys, like I'm better than you are.
Okay.
And like it's important to keep you down.
I don't know that I've ever heard of him.
No, he's a zero. I mean, he's. I'm sure. I wish him all his retirement and everything, but Gillette Stadium has the best of all the teams. First of all, they didn't make you pay back then. They had the big halftime pretzels. Dave, you know which ones I'm talking about.
Perfect.
She
was going to sell them to me wholesale, and then it just went under.
When they're warm, they're great.
Those are amazing.
They gave you free Papagino's pizza, free soda, and all the cookies you want after a game.
That sounds delightful.
Incredible. Glauber literally cut in front of me in line and knew it, and took a pretzel. And you could pick your own pretzel. Took a top pretzel away from me. One of the ones that had the knot, like a good biteable knot right in the middle. I couldn't fucking believe it. So fuck him.
There was a girl.
But good luck with it.
When I worked at Entercom, it was like my first day, and a girl got fired because she went to the press box, and I guess she was just like doing shots and eating the pretzels.
Oh, really?
And I was like, that's a good way to go out. That's how you
it's true. If you're gonna doing shots.
I guess so. Yeah.
Jesus, where? Gillette?
No, I'm sorry. This was Fenway.
Inside the suite.
Yeah.
The
The arrogance in those press boxes are fucking. It's insane.
Amazing. But that's what I mean. There's like So I was a weekend. Like I was a nobody. I was a writer for EI.com. Nobody knew who I was. And Karim was actually always nice to me, to be fair. But like there was this thing of like, hey, like you can sit over at that table. Like we're gonna.
These are the big dogs.
Tell our war stories. Like I'm trying to think of a guy in the baseball beat who would be like that. I don't know.
Pete Abraham?
No, because everybody hates him. But sort of Buckley was kind of like that. Like, hey, like we got our war stories to tell.
Gordon Eads?
Gordon Eads is a good example.
I could see him being like that.
Yeah, Cafardo was actually very nice. He wasn't like that.
Do you have a list of people?
He hasn't written a story in forever, Cafardo. Do Google search. When's the last time he wrote something?
Do you have a list of people who've cut you in line over the years that
I do.
When they retire?
Yeah. Well, I saw everyone was tweeting how great he was. I was like, this motherfucker. Every time he fucking cut me in line on purpose because he wanted that fucking pretzel. Imagine if that was the last pretzel, Dave.
That's horrific to think about. Yeah.
So what was the name of that pretzel company?
Boston Pretzel Company. Wonderful lady ran it. And
what happened? The pandemic?
Pandemic.
That's why you blame Fauci for it.
Yeah, they also had those at BC.
He has a picture of himself in his office. What's that?
They had those pretzels at BC. They had
yes,
them at
they
Gillette.
do.
They didn't have them anywhere. TD Garden didn't have them. Those are the only two places.
TD Garden has a traditional,
like super pretzel.
Yeah.
And now Gillette's are awful. I saw Tommy,
Really?
Tommy tweeted you out a picture of the pretzel
Who
and
did?
cookie. Tommy WPRO Quinlan. He tweeted you a picture of the pretzel and the cookies at Gillette.
What did you call
Stadium.
him?
Tommy Quinlan.
E, you call him?
Tommy Quinlan.
You called him Tom E?
No, Tommy. His name's Tommy.
Oh.
Tommy
I thought you were talking
Quinlan.
about
It sounded like you were saying Tommy Kern.
I thought you were saying Kern.
No,
Okay,
they have like these fat super pretzels now. They're just super pretzels, and they lather butter all over. It's disgusting. It's gross.
No. You can't fuck up. They had a great pretzel going. That's a shame.
She was going to sell them to me for 30 cents, like 30 cents
on the dollar
a piece. Yeah.
What happened? They just went out of
This was
business?
literally a week later. They went out of business. Yeah.
So there's no pretzels?
So I was going to like try to get 30, and I was like, do I freeze these things? What do I do with them? I don't know.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
That is interesting. Wow.
You pick the one subject he's an expert in.
No kidding.
I love that.
We're all set.
Kirk, I've been waiting for a year.
Fucking finally pretzel time.
We're all set
I got a story for you.
with Kevin O'Leary for Wednesday.
Yes, we are.
What time is that?
10 o'clock, I believe.
10 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
You have any pitches for him?
I'm not gonna play that stupid game.
No.
I'm here. We're just gonna talk. How long does he have?
I believe he has 30 minutes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm looking
Are
forward.
you
to
gonna go
talking.
like new topics? Like everybody's talking about in the workplace now, quiet quitting. Is
No,
a
I'm
big
not
thing.
gonna
You
shit
gonna go
about
on that.
I'm not gonna
No?
talk about crypto and that bullshit. I don't care. Only idiots care about that.
I guess I won't show up then.
Good, thank you. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. Go to blindmike.net if you want that crap.
Thank you. Yes.
It's available there.
That's right.
New episode up today, correct?
Might be more on Monday Day, yes.
Oh, I'm saying is a free episode.
Oh, the free episode is up, yes.
Trying to help you
My
out here,
rant
yeah.
against KFC, yes.
Oh, that's fresh.
good.
Show
It is.
good.
Nice.
Excellent. Good. What's
Well, if you want it fresher, you go to Patreon.
That's true. That's where I got it.
5 days early.
Have anybody or anybody's wives you want to name who have canceled a subscription last week or so?
That is the most effective marketing tool ever.
Oh.
Everyone's now afraid to
We shame them.
cancel
It's a
this
great
thing.
move.
Yeah.
I've said this on my show since then, but we were talking about it here. And I do love the image of me and Craig going door to door saying, "How can we get your back?"
What do you need? What do you need? A tote bag? What's up, Dave?
Did you see that Dan Rappaport joining Foreplay?
Dan
Like he's
Rappaport?
leaving. Wasn't he CBS? You know,
Joining
Dan.
the show?
He's like the number one guy that's been highlighting the live and the
He's
podcast.
joining Foreplay full
He's
time.
officially a member of the Foreplay podcast. Why I'm leaving Big J journalism to work at Barstool Sports.
Really?
Wow, that's like a.
So I'm just looking at the last mention on my mentions is Steve Robinson replying to somebody saying the food in Italy was underwhelming, but Sicily was very cool.
Oh well, he went back at Francis. You see how Francis is going on his
I did
honeymoon?
see that. Yeah,
Well, that is a smug off for the ages.
That really is. Jesus, God.
That's also like so. I mean, to say there's such a broad statement. The food in Italy was underwhelming. It's like saying food in America, so. Where did you go?
Yeah, it's true. Potato chips and was Francis not joking around back or no?
I haven't seen the reply, but Francis doesn't start for like 3 weeks, I think.
Oh, here it is. What kind of degenerate goes traveling right after being hired at Barstool? Steve, I don't work there yet. Steve, I'm stoked you're back, though. Roughly 60 IQ points higher than the last 12 hires. So there you go.
I also think Francis didn't get his joke.
Yes.
Because he doesn't know who Steve is.
Right. That's good he's back, though, I suppose.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Almost like they didn't need to fire him.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear those songs. I'm kidding. I like Fritz. I'm glad he's back.
Are they going to bring back Barstool Breakfast? That was his thing, right?
Well, Willie Colon's gone.
Him large, Pat.
Where are they going to do that?
They could do it on YouTube.
Oh, sure, if they want, yeah. Oh, well, good. They might as well, right?
Yep.
What were you saying? Something else or no?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, Dan Rapp. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I know who he is.
That's just a big hire. That's interesting because he's been all over the live PGA thing. So.
He's going to ruin that. Just like the chemistry in the podcast is good. Why would you do that?
Great day for the PGA yesterday. I think I'm all in on the PGA now.
Well, of course. What did I tell you? There's stakes. Yeah. There's stakes. There's no stakes in live. Yeah. Dan Rappaport. Okay. I agreed not to tweet last weekend. I am stoked to join Foreplay Pod. I mean, maybe he'll be good. I don't know.
Huh.
We'll see. If he stinks, I'll call him out on it.
Is he like those guys? I don't know who he is. Will he fit in with like Riggs and
I'll tell you what. I just retweeted Riggs on it. So what do you think of that?
Wow.
It's fucking an endorsement.
Will they still be talking golf?
Yeah, it means you're not going to
I'm
listen?
out.
No. Jeez, wow. Hard ass.
No, I
understand. It's a niche show.
Yeah.
I texted, so Live Events Lisa said they want us at that event. So I texted Riggs, no response.
Wow.
So
busy man.
Yeah. Well, we were texting a lot yesterday about the golf, but I don't know.
The Whitney thing is that in studio here or is that there? Because that's the same day, right?
Yeah, it's probably open to both, I guess, right?
Yeah.
If they want us to go, we'll go. But
they do want you to go. Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
Is there something that happened between you and Whitney, like Dave, like behind the scenes?
Yes, he's dying to go be the producer on that fucking
What are you talking
podcast.
about? Can we not do this? What are you? You're Jerry Callahan with these fucking lines. All of a sudden, bring up the same thing that I've denied time and time again.
Well, you seem very upset and riled up about
because you've said this every time, and I had to say
I think
the
it's
same
true.
thing. It's not true.
I think if Ryan Whitney said to you,
No,
or Paul
no,
said to you,
say it. No, say it. Say whatever one you want. No. How many different ways can I say no?
if they said to you, hey, we're going to give you whatever.
No,
the dollar
no.
amount is exactly the same.
Don't
You
even
can
think
produce
through.
that
Don't
podcast.
even think it through. You
would
don't
say
even have
yes.
to finish the sentence.
And
You don't even have to do
have
it.
no problem with that because I know that's how
I know you
feel.
wouldn't have I know you wouldn't have a problem with it. And the answer
have
is
you ever
no.
heard this emotional, Mike? Ever?
He's had enough.
This is your Jerry Callahan thing. You bring it up every fucking time.
You
his
really have
name's
Jerry
mentioned.
flashbacks. You get very worked up about it.
No, he says the same fucking shit.
He's calling you a hack.
Every time somebody's name
I
comes
understand,
up,
Mike.
he brings up the same shit.
But I think you would leave the show for foreplay. I beg your pardon, for Spittin' Chicklets.
We didn't talk about foreplay, but Spittin'
That's
Chicklets,
fine
no.
too. If you want to go produce somewhere else, like as opposed to like other people who hide behind it and then go do it, that I have a problem.
I get that
But
you
if
wouldn't
you're-
have any problem. I just told you it wouldn't happen. I would say no.
No, you wouldn't. Well, I think you would say no now because you feel like you have to because you've said it so many times. I think you want to leave.
Then don't believe it. I don't give a shit.
It does seem like you give a shit.
Well, I give a shit that you keep
But you
bringing
said-
up
you said-
something
but
that
you
I
said-
then
but
do
you
this.
said you don't
I
give
did
a
this
shit, though.
the exact same way you brought it up last time. I probably did.
You would want, in the sense that, let's say the show ended, and they said, "Hey, do you want to come produce Spittin' Chicklets?" You wouldn't want to do that, right?
I'd need a job at that point, so sure. But this would be the type
Yeah, I'm
of
sure
show
you
that
would
this
like that.
is the type of show that is at the top of my food chain, minus Greg Poehler being a part of it. But
Sure, well, I
is at the
understand
top of my food chain.
But Spittin' Chicklets a big podcast.
So what?
They're
That
great
doesn't mean-
guys.
so
they're
what?
all friends of
So
mine.
what? So what?
So I would. But I think you think I would be. Like
I don't think anything about you.
Okay. Well, thank you. It's nice of you to say.
You're nothing.
Glad I brought it up.
Jeez Christ. Why are we talking about that?
I think he's holding out for that Sirius XM Golf channel.
I was just
That's a good
meaning.
one.
I was
so
asking
lazy.
about like his disdain for Dave.
for
I wonder where
Ryan?
that comes from.
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I don't know why he hates.
He's
him
a very
so much.
charitable guy. I hear he's nice, so let it be.
Who, Whitney?
Yeah.
He's a wonderful guy.
He views you as charity.
Friend of mine. He's a good guy.
No, he definitely does not use me as charity.
No.
Views.
Oh, yes, probably.
What else?
Greg's got some tood today.
He does.
This is my last appearance for a while. I'm gonna let it
Yo,
go.
where you going? When are you flying back?
I go to LA today, but then I go back.
Oh, about
there.
that thing?
Yeah, a couple things actually.
One of the things I'm a consultant on, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some would say executive. Some would say almost the executive producer of this
Some would
project.
say, maybe,
yes.
yeah.
What are the odds of that coming to fruition?
The thing that I sent you.
Yes.
I mean, well, I've already gotten paid for it.
Oh, that's good.
So
who
But
cares?
the odds of it happening,
Who knows?
10%,
That's all right.
20. Yeah.
It's
There you
hope.
go. Yeah, see, that's it. It's the best thing of all. What else, Dave?
Did you see that Bill Simmons tried to make CC Sabathia's podcast a local podcast too?
So you broke that story?
Ryan Glassbeagle.
Ryan Glassbeagle.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
What did he do?
Guys, he's a Brewers fan, Glassbeagle.
So CC Sabathia was hosting a baseball podcast, a la like Starting Nine, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how fucking bad this Boston one is. Oh my God.
Off the pike.
God, have you heard it?
I did, and what's sad is like I'm probably like I would be interested in.
Yeah,
in,
I
in a good,
totally get that.
I mean, I'm a Boston sports fan. And
Yeah.
I don't think you hammered it enough. That first episode, the first like 40 minutes was like obscure Red Sox talk.
It's like
about like whip and last 20 games this guy has walked this many people. It was like this is just like off the bat, not even like an introduction to who he is.
Right.
Just like here we go. And
True.
it felt like
he has like some Weiner
I
line
don't get
aspect
it.
of it now.
Yeah.
Have you heard this, Dave?
oh boy,
Let's
that's
do
an
it.
opportunity.
All right, so the number is 617-396-7172. Again, 617-396-7172. Let's
Remember
get
that
to this
number.
one.
Hey, I would love for you guys to talk a little bit about the linebacking situation. I feel like strong
I think
athletic.
it's radio. It's not even.
But those aren't live calls though, right?
No, it's a voice.
Why not just talk about the linebacker?
So
situation?
Simmons, who for me like 23, 24 years ago, I started reading, he would kill the Weiner line. And I liked that because it was like EI fatigue time.
Yeah.
So now he has the ringer 25 years later, he's about the same age Orty was then. He's now hiring a guy who is using the Weiner line on it. It's just, I mean, we are
That's
full.
now it's time to bring it back.
I don't know
full-
if that's a fair comparison. I get what you're saying, but it's not the Weiner.
Everything I said is accurate.
No, the Weiner line was like them.
Well, I
giving
understand that.
shit.
They're not
I
doing.
understand
They're
that.
not
I
doing
understand
bits
that.
on
the
there.
premise of
Yeah.
using a voicemail. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you. I don't think you're stoking it up, and I don't think you get the impressions or anything.
Stoke it up.
Yeah. We should have that though. Yeah. But what else?
That's basically it. Really.
Okay, we'll take a few calls. Sure, we can take a few calls if you want. I know Greg wants to talk to the people.
Curse continued, by the way. Santa's Village. That guy's gonna probably.
Can I just say one thing? I got like I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I was out at my summer house and one of the Minifans.
Yes, you can say one thing.
Tweet. Can I say this?
Yes,
thing?
you may.
Tweeted out like a big announcement about Greg Poehler coming at 6 p.m. tonight. Like he teased it, and that was like midnight my time. So I was like, I'm gonna have to miss this. I'll be asleep.
Right. What's the big news?
And I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
And then he texted me personally and said, hey.
Texted you?
Yeah. Well, on Twitter.
DM. Okay. Yeah.
DM. Sorry. Hey man, I've cracked the case that you are Donald Trump who calls into KMS.
I've heard this.
I will be making the announcement at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
I have heard the speculation.
If you tell me I'm right, I won't spill the beans. Oh, is what he said.
Are you right?
To that, I have to say, Gark, this is your president, Donald J. Trump. No, I can't do it. No, I wish I could, but that's not me. But I'm flattered. And he never came out with the news. So he just teased it and then just let it let it die. But it was something about going to bed that I'd be like, what the hell announcement could they be making about me? I was like racking my brain about something that I've done.
I like that Greg's like, everyone's been wondering why this guy didn't tweet.
I know.
So I want to just address it.
I know.
Let me get out ahead of it.
The 3 people that saw this tweet were like, what's the big announcement?
Well, I'm glad you got that out there.
Yeah. No, I thought my impression would be better.
Was somebody going to leave Foreplay now or no? I mean, the show's called Foreplay.
Riggs. They're actually kicking Riggs off.
That'd be a good move.
I don't think so. The only one who's like a wild card there is probably Lurch, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, good for him.
They don't do a lot of, like, they share the golf clips, but they don't do, like, a lot of other golf type of commentary. So that might be a good fit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and Steve is stoked that Francis is back, so that's good.
Do you think he really is?
He's stoked. Yeah, he's all fired up. Fucking running around his main house. Can't wait to. I'm sure he's gonna really consume a lot of Francis content. Steve loves Barstool.
Is Steve trying to get back in this world?
Yeah, he's
now?
gonna become a Barstool guy now. He's gonna become one of Dave's guys. He's gonna move to Miami with Plumber and they do.
That would be good.
That'd be great.
What if Dave in Miami was just Steve Robinson, Chris, Justin?
He's gonna take Steve's gonna move to Miami and take that guy's name. What's his name? Elias. He's gonna become Elias and live in Miami.
I thought Steve's video at the Wilbur was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I totally fell for that. I was
that's
like,
probably the main reason why it should never be public, that video, because you need to go to live events to see shit.
I almost had Steve send me that. I was going to tweet out from the show account this weekend, but I didn't.
It was so good. It was so good.
I wouldn't know how to do that. So that also was part of it. Like I have no idea how to do any of that stuff.
I like the Greg's like, even with my keen eye at that point, I found it funny. It
First
fooled
show.
me.
First show.
The only thing I said to Steve for that was
we doubled up.
I don't remember the second show.
We played both shows. The only thing I said to Steve was
first show only.
I think the only thing I said to Steve was I had one specific joke I wanted to put in there about Chaps, which found its way in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I said the only thing is you just build it up like you're going to be there and then laugh at people and say fuck you. That was good. He did a great job.
It was great.
He's a great producer partner. And I think of us as partners when he was on the show. I always did.
Oh, so that's why when I asked you that, you weren't even counting him as a producer.
No, I like a guy who, like if he doesn't have a piece of equipment, he's in his pajamas at 5:30, getting a little dinner in South Carolina, and going to bed. That's what I like.
The video that I did for the Wilbur, it is such a good example of how like obscure this show is. Because like when I was leaving to do that, coming in here, my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, there's a guy who's on Barstool Idol, and he did a rap video about a white guy, and I'm gonna do kind of a parody of that." And she was like, "What? Okay,
just leave me alone. Go away."
It's hard to
explain. Did you guys do it right here?
Explain. Yeah, we did it here and outside.
Outside there.
Yeah.
They just hired Nadeau, who I hate, of course. Another Barstool Idol guy hired.
Yeah, is that big guy also going to get hired? Is it?
I don't think so. I'm not getting that sense.
It's crazy. He's the only one.
Poor guy. He's
no. The winner, I think, is the only one. Maybe
that's true.
No,
I think the girl at the spinoff with Clemmer, the first episode, she didn't get hired, right?
Spin-off. Oh, the porn girl, you mean?
Yeah,
she didn't get hired. No,
right.
Looking back,
she's in porn.
Audience. Actually, does she have an OnlyFans?
Oh, I don't know.
That was a question.
She can't work at Barstool. She's an OnlyFans. Can't do that.
I didn't quite. Maybe it was just overstated. But when Portnoy said this is like elite level shit stirring by Gaz, when he tweeted that picture.
Oh, I think
that was that big a deal.
I think they think we care like about that a lot. I just think it's funny.
Right.
I hate Clemmer.
They were speaking to each other.
Yeah, like they're at a party. I don't.
Yeah.
My thing is more like it shows how pathetic Clemmer is. Alex Bennett was immediately like, "Yeah, I'll fucking sell this guy right down the river." Yeah. Clemmer's oh my God, this blog posts are taking off. What buzz? Are they load up there?
Load up.
All right, let's go. Let's start talking to the people. Let's talk to my people, the Minifans out there, the Kirk Minahan Show. Subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. Join us on Spotify and our YouTube channel as well. We are available now on
all podcasting platforms.
Was it Locals?
No, we're not.
Parlor? Are we on Parlor yet?
We're not on Parlor yet. No.
Proud Boys?
I don't think that's a platform.
Is it not? We should start it.
A group.
No? Okay. Yes.
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. AOL. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Can I make a suggestion for the Blind Mike project or the Patreon, whatever the hell he
Sure.
calls it?
BlindMike.net.
I hope it's not sarcastic, sir.
I don't think it will. I don't think it
Thank
will
you.
be. I don't think it will be.
Yeah, so I have a new show suggestion. It's called Why Are You Leaving? And you do 90-minute inter episodes exit interviewing for everyone who has canceled subscription.
That's a good idea. Mike.
That's actually great.
I would listen to that.
That's a great idea. Someone, you know what?
90-minute episode. That's a long.
Why are you
time.
leaving? That's very funny.
That's very funny.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Hello.
Hey, I have a really quick question for David Cullinane.
Hello.
Hello. I have a question for David Cullinane.
He's here. You
Why,
can ask him.
if we're making a clean break from Clemmer, why is the "At a Theater Near Me" film reel sound still in the outro of the Kirk Minahan show?
Get rid of it. Gotta go.
There you go. It's gone today. It's gone.
Two really good questions.
Thank you,
at the
Colin.
beginning.
Thank
Just
you.
call it.
To answer the
Gone
question,
today.
no one thought of it, sir.
Not
it was there.
a single person noticed besides you, sir.
I can tell you, I had no idea it was ever there. So,
And actually, Justin's also throwing up in it, right? So you have two former.
Justin left on.
That's been immortalized.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Justin's part of the family.
I'm just saying, clean breaks.
Greg was there when I went and grabbed him at the Wilbur show. You guys were having a little discussion.
Who?
Yeah.
He was talking to Clemmer
Justin?
at the time.
Oh, yeah. That was a rough scene for Clemmer. Jesus. Hello.
Gentlemen, Donnie Sadler.
Hey, Donnie. How are you?
Good. Question for Michael. Mark Norman was in Rhode Island the other weekend. Did you go?
I did not. I think he's back in Boston in December, though.
Gives a shit.
This guy, apparently.
Too bad. I was looking out for you.
That's nice.
Well,
look out for me. That already
I have
happened.
a question for you, Kirk.
Yes.
Have you addressed the KFC Blind Mike beef yet?
No, I will not touch that. It's too hot for me. I'm not doing it.
You're a
I won't go
coward.
near it. I won't go near it.
Yeah.
I won't go, it's too current. It's too fresh. I'll wait till it dies down. And Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Too many people have already weighed in on it. There's
one of those things.
nothing
It's
more
like
to
Lincoln.
say.
How many books can you fucking write with Abraham Lincoln?
I appreciate
it's been done.
I think I saw a video where KFC said Mark Norman is the best joke writer in comedy right now.
Definitely.
He's pretty funny.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
fan.
One of my favorite. Hey, load up, Dave.
Load up.
All right. Hello.
Kirk, I'm sure you already talked about Joey Tata. May he rest in power.
I did not. No, I did.
That's
I did not. No, the great Joey Tata, who played Nat Busiccio on Beverly Hills 90210. We lost him last week. He battled Alzheimer's for years, so it was probably a nice thing for his family. Not a nice thing, but some relief to his family. But I will say this: any scene at the Peach Pit made the show better. Any scene with Brandon and Nat was great. Any scene with Jim Walsh and Nat was great. The great scene with Duke, the bookie, when Brandon had his gambling problem. Duke played by Billy Vera. You know who Billy Vera is?
No.
You don't know who he is? Billy Vera and the Beaters, who sang the song "At This Moment," which was a number one hit in the 80s.
think
Yes,
I would do
there you
at
go.
this moment?
Which was famously on Family Ties when Alex broke up with his real life wife. Anyway, Ellen. There's a great scene in 90210 when Nat has his heart attack, Mike. And the gang, Dylan and Brandon, they're all keeping the Peach Pit alive while Nat's in the hospital. And it's affecting his work at school. Because keep in mind, Brandon is also the president of the Student Council of California University, a freshman at the time, sophomore at the time, after Josh Richland died in the car accident. So Jim says, what is it about this place? What is it about Nat? And Brandon gets right in his face. You know what it is about Nat? He's the only person in my life who never let me down. Wow. Jim Walsh says, well, that's not fair. And Brandon's like, well, that's the way it is. He walked right out of the room. So when I think of Joey Tata, I think of that scene. So rest in peace, my brother in arms. I love you and I miss you very much. You made me a better son to my father. You make me a better father to my son. So thank you.
How old a gentleman was he?
26. He was two on now. But he was 85 or 86 when he deceased.
Did he have any other roles?
I saw John Stewart. chimed in when he died and said, like, hey, he had a lot of interesting roles other than that too.
What better way to be honored, memorialized than the John Stewart?
Yeah,
he was on. He always done a lot of when you after the fact when somebody pointed out to me, which I watched all the time as a kid. I'm sure you did too. Was the Adam West Batman series?
Oh, yeah.
So he was frequently like,
oh really?
The Joker's like third goon. You know, like the guy, one of those guys. He was on there all the time. He's a bunch of Roger Corman stuff. Great. I mean, great. I miss him already. Hello. They load up, Dave?
Load up.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Hey, I got a question. I'm not mad. I'm just going to point this out.
Sure.
I was at the second Wilbur show. End of the night.
Uh-huh.
You went running through the crowd. I went give you a high five. You went cut in front of me, and you booted my beer. You booted my fucking beer, and the beer line was closed.
Did anybody get on their hands and knees and lick that beer for one last taste of alcohol? Was there anybody in the...
I didn't realize till I finished the one in my hands, and I went to look for the other one, and it was gone.
Yeah, I can see. Well, I apologize. I'm
Just
sorry
be careful,
about that.
you know?
It's an expensive beverage at the Wilbur, too.
Now, how much was anybody here know how much an alcoholic beverage was at the Wilbur?
I don't look at prices.
At that point.
Keep it open.
$20,000.
I could check to see. I was running a tab that night. That would actually show exactly how much I imbibed.
All right, thank you. I apologize, Colin. We'll make up for it the next one, which we're going to announce this week. We have 2 live shows to announce, I think, right, Dave?
Well, definitely one, hopefully another.
Okay. Hello.
Kirk, this is Bernie Sanders. How are you today?
How are you, Senator Sanders? Amazingly, by the way, I believe the junior senator from the state of Vermont. Really? Patrick Leahy, I think, is he looked at I believe is the oldest senator and is still active. I think he might be 90 now. Go ahead.
I'm just glad to have you back, Kirk. I must say, I was really podcast deprived last week. I was unfortunately forced to listen to the Jerry Callahan show all week, and I'm just saying I'm glad to have you back.
Well, thank you very much. I had he asked me not to talk about this on the air, so I will. I had a sad conversation with Jerry this week.
What's that?
I'll do it. Why not? First of all, I took my kids to Canopy Lake, which was a workout and a half.
Still open. I didn't
still
know
open.
that.
Still
Wow.
going strong. He called me. He's like, I mean, do me a favor. He's like, do you know who Big Cat's agent is? I'm like, no. I was like, I can find out. He's like, I need somebody to help me out with some advertising for podcasting. Huh. And I was like, well, what am I going to... I'm confused. Like, what would Dan's agent
What's
do
the
for
tie-in?
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He sounded desperate for the first time.
And this is it? You don't know more?
What do you mean? What's that?
Are you going somewhere? Was that
No,
the only request?
No, in seriousness, I was like, sort of like, this felt like somebody who was desperate in a way, no?
Yeah, for ad dollars.
Well, I don't know, but I'm like, what is Dan's...
Why
I don't
Big
know.
Cat specifically?
I don't know,
Yeah,
because
that's a strange
he's a big podcast star. He always mentions him as like a podcast
Well, sure, but
like...
Yeah, but Dan doesn't handle that stuff.
Nor does his agent. His agent's not doing... I'm like...
Yeah.
Like Barstool Sales does. I mean, you know
that's
what
what
I
like
mean?
your aunt would say if she
Right.
was trying to get into podcast. Give me Big Cat's number. you
Right,
know?
that's what I meant. So I was like, feels like, I don't know. I don't know.
Not a good sign.
I will also say this, Dave. He is very down on somebody who you don't like, who used to be affiliated with the Jerry Callahan podcast.
Oh, nice guy.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still work together?
This guy's own version of the Snyder Cut, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know that. They load up?
Load up.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, I'm with the Parks Department at Santa's Village in Jefferson, New Hampshire. I'm calling with regard to an alleged incident of a man masturbating in one of our bathrooms at the park 2 weeks ago.
Sure. Yeah, we could talk about that.
Well, we're looking for a person of interest described as about 5'6", balding, with a skin condition that people refer to as one step below whatever Michael Jackson.
Yes, I've heard somebody refer to it as that before. So you're saying the person masturbating was 5'6", balding, and had a Michael Jackson-like skin condition. Okay.
One step below.
Do you have any other specifics, or is that a caller?
Yes. Well, actually, one witness confronted the man when leaving the bathroom, and he tried to justify his actions by saying that he didn't enjoy it and it was more of a chore for him.
Yeah. All right, we're starting to narrow it down a little bit.
What age range was this person roughly?
Described as probably 40, maybe 45 years of age.
This is not looking good.
Yeah. Dave, any thoughts?
Don't they have bigger things to worry about right now at Santa's Village?
Detail.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, caller.
I have one other detail.
Sure.
Some people speculated that the video that this person was watching may have been interracial in nature, with some even speculating it was the Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex.
Okay. Okay.
I'm here to investigate, not to judge. It seems like a very odd choice for a grown man to be watching.
Seems very dated, but hey, listen, I mean, maybe the person's go-to one when they have nothing else to do.
I think this is an open shut case. You have a lot of details.
This is remarkably.
I need some more. I need some more.
And they're calling the show, which seems to be a...
Yeah.
Well, thank you, caller. We'll keep an eye on that one. Hello. Yes. Move on if you'd like. Dave.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Kirk, were you ever a fan of the show News Radio?
No, I was not.
Well, just an interesting observation. There's an episode of it, and it launched a lot of careers. Obviously, Phil Hartman tragically was assassinated by his wife during the show, but
that is true.
It did launch his career.
At one point,
It's true.
Assassinated.
I guess that is true. The correct word.
There's one.
Didn't you have to be like some sort of
There's
leader?
one
to be assassinated?
episode.
I don't think
where
so.
James Caan.
I think it's political in nature.
He was one of the leaders of I think he's the greatest SNL performer of all time. All due respect to everyone's family, but I think he is. So he at the top of that throne.
Yeah.
I don't care about the News Radio episode. Hang up on this asshole.
I'm curious what he had to say.
I like News Radio.
I hate sitcoms as I get older, except for Welcome to Sweden.
Oh, thank you, man.
It's fine. I just don't like the older I get. I don't know.
Well, that's not true of ones you really like. Cheers, I imagine.
That's different though, because I still think of it as when I
When you
watch
were a
that
kid.
or All in the Family. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Pete Holmes' Bowling Show.
That was great.
That's a good show. That's a good show.
Got canceled.
Hello.
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 My dear friend Michael. What'd you have for dinner last night?
Oh, this guy has unusually bad reception.
Ooh, steak and couscous.
I had a chicken. I don't care for that impression.
I don't do a lot of impressions anymore.
That's pretty
so,
good, actually.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
I had a chicken parm panini.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
That's good. How was it? Good?
From Mamma Mia's. As a matter of
What?
fact.
What?
Are they back in business?
I didn't realize this would come up, but yes.
You were with that asshole last night?
I was not with him. No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
with my lady.
You were down there.
Yeah, we were on our way back from the Cape. We stopped at Mamma Mia's.
Oh, what were you doing on the Cape? Look at you at the Cape.
Just a weekend away.
Kennedy, Jesus.
Classy night out.
Touch football down the Cape with the Kennedy family.
This was on the way home. Yes.
Treats his lady right.
Honey, it's date night.
It's not a bad
You know where
place.
we're going.
How was that Sunday night traffic heading back from the Cape?
Oh,
Bad,
brutal.
right? Yeah. What are you doing leaving? Come back on Sunday night?
Wasn't really well, luckily Mamma Mia. No, during the day, but it was
yeah.
halfway, so
Yeah.
it split up the drive a little bit.
Okay. All right. They load up, Dave? Load up. All right, let's go.
Hey, Kirk.
Chicken pompanini.
Kirk, I know you don't listen to the show.
I don't. I
and I
never
know you don't
have.
like Chris Clemmer, but
I
do you
don't.
realize that there is a remnant of Chris Clemmer on every podcast?
Wait a minute. Tell me this. What is this? What the fuck? What is this, Dave?
Let's hear him out.
Go ahead.
Every day at the end of the podcast, there's that little vignette of
Dave, you're fired.
Justin Puke and all that stuff. There is a 10-second thing of the Chris Clemmer reel from
we gotta get rid of
a movie
No,
podcast. That
sound
plays
familiar.
every day.
He's lying. This guy's lying.
What?
I
No
listen to
chance.
it every day. When I'm not on, I listen.
Every day,
It's
Kirk.
not
And
true.
this
You're
is a
fucking
classic
lying.
example
First of all,
of
listen,
Dave
I
Cullinane.
actually did listen the other day, and it was
bullshit
fuck
producing.
you. It's not on there anymore. Fuck off. It was not on.
I don't know
Fuck
why
you.
I'd call him lie like that. It's weird.
Fucking liar. It's amazing is if Clemmer stuck this, he still has 4 months to go on that fucking.
That's true. Wow.
It's like 130 days
That really
left.
puts it into perspective.
It does. Think of all things happened to him since that thing ended. Jesus.
No.
God.
Oh man.
Well, hello, Mr. Poehler.
Hello.
When you were 14 years old, your father caught you having sex with your sister. What did he say to you?
Hannibal Lecter calling?
I don't know. What did he say?
Stop doing that.
Quid pro quo, Mr. Poehler. Quid pro quo. What did your father say to you when he caught you having intercourse with your sister?
Seems like he really wants the answer, Greg.
I thought you had the answer.
By the way, Dave, this is big news.
I haven't heard this story before.
Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't go away either, Greg. Get used to it.
I don't even want to. I literally don't even want to comment on it.
You didn't think you liked the
one way or
drinking
the
tweets.
other.
It sounds.
Can't you just call me a drunk?
It sounds reckless and speculative. I will say that. Unless it's true. I mean, that's big news. Go ahead.
Is it true your sister's role in Blades of Glory was based on her own incestuous relationship with you?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Wow,
That's
yes.
interesting.
Can confirm.
She did seem particularly committed in that role, as I recall. I told you my favorite movie role of your sister's, Deuce Bigalow, which I love that movie. You can't do that role anymore, but it's a very funny movie.
I was just listening to Rob Schneider on.
He's lost his mind, right?
On
yeah,
Bill Maher's kind of.
I listened to Leno on that and Tarantino.
Yeah. And he all of a sudden he came out again. He was like, yeah, Amy Poehler, she's embarrassed have been in Deuce Bigalow, and
is that true or not?
And Bill Maher was like, really? What did she say that? And he was like, no, but she was on some show and she never mentioned that she was like they were asking her what her roles were. She never mentioned.
Never mentioned Deuce Bigalow male gigolo.
Well, that's fair.
I don't know. He was very upset about it.
Well, maybe she should mention that.
I don't like talking about my sister in any public meeting just because like there was one time I did a thing for the Huffington Post and they were like, oh, your sister's obviously a genius, and I just like joking around, I was like, well, I don't know, I saw her high school grades or something like that, and then there was a headline that said like Greg Poehler refuses to call his sister a genius.
Amy Poehler failed out of high school,
and people started like chiming in on Twitter like really angry at me, like how dare you, who the fuck does this guy think he is? And then Rob Lowe was like screw this guy.
Really?
I'll say it, she's a genius. And I was like, it was a joke. I was joking.
I think she's a wonderfully talented comedian, a fine actor, and a great SNL cat. I don't think she's a genius.
The genius label is weirdly is just given to like actors and comedians.
Oh, great, huge, enormous talent, enormous talent.
Nobody's a genius that's in the in the comedy world.
Nobody?
No.
I'll tell you what. I actually are they loaded up, Dave?
They're loaded up.
One second, I'm going to disagree with you on that one because my man
Joey
Nate Fielder is a genius.
He's kind of a genius.
Yes.
You know what's funny is
it's the greatest show I've ever seen in my life. Ever. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Greg. I watched the first episode. I didn't get it. I've never been wrong about anything. I've been wrong about the rehearsal. It's the greatest accomplishment in the history of television ever.
I haven't watched it yet, but that's what people were saying is you had to stick with it a few times.
I like you. I mean, I was a big Nathan For You fan.
Yeah.
But like you, I watched the first episode of this, and I was like, meh, and I would never have gone back to it, and I still haven't.
You got to go back. You got to go back.
But I have it loaded up for my plane.
Go back. It'll fucking blow you away.
What's it on HBO?
HBO.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Can you book Nathan Fielder?
I keep trying.
All right, good. Yeah. He seems like he'll probably tell us everything. Okay.
He was.
What's that?
I was. As you might remember, I was one of Variety Magazine's top 10 comics to watch in 2015.
Wow.
I think he might have been one of the 10.
Feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. You can stop watching.
I won't. I'm going to keep watching.
Stop
watching me now. I know Pete Davidson was one of them.
Greg Poehler. I think it was Alan King.
Yeah.
Robert Klein.
Yeah, exactly. Bob
Yakov Smirnoff and Greg Poehler.
No, we did like some shows in for Just for Laughs in Montreal too for that.
Oh, he was there. Yeah.
It was Pete Davidson was one of them. He was like 19 at the time.
Banging Martha Stewart now.
It was amazing. It's amazing that he just it was just to see what happened to me after that.
No kidding.
Foxman.
Oh, no question. But the show's incredible. I want. Oh God. Yeah. So there you go. All right, we'll take a few more.
Question for Greg, if I may.
Okay. Hi, Tim. By the
Greg?
way. Yes.
Ni medvetna om Christian Arkan tar det ruven. Ja.
If that was supposed to be Swedish.
And what are the chances? What are the chances Dave has beat off to your sister?
Jesus. Oh, interesting.
Jeez.
Have you, Dave?
Which role would it be?
I don't believe I've beaten off to it.
She's never been in like a
sexual.
She wore a Skippy outfit in Mean Girls.
Oh, you get your answer right there.
No, but I didn't do it.
I knew it.
I didn't do it.
It's tremendous. Why sexualize, Tim? You're so immature. But get to the important question. In Swedish, does Christian Arkan take it in the ass?
Should I answer in Swedish?
Yes, I think so.
Ja, det gör han. Han är lite snuskigt.
That sounds like yes to me. Who knows?
But that whatever Tim was doing that was not Swedish.
So it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe you fucked it up. I find that impossible.
It was, but just with a thick Boston accent.
Maybe that was it.
Tim in Sweden.
Yeah.
All right, one or two more. Very busy week.
Glenda Callahan.
I beg your pardon?
It's Glenda Callahan.
Glenda Callahan. I've never had the opportunity to meet you. I don't believe Glenda.
I gave Joey his first pack of cigs, giving him his raspy ass voice.
All right, well, I guess I'll give another question and answer. Go ahead. We'll hang in.
Have you ever read Born to Run?
Have I read the book Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah, it's a book about running.
Oh, Born to Run, the book. Yeah, Jerry loved that book. I did read it. I didn't like it that much.
Why not? Would you ever run barefoot?
What? What was that,
I
Glenda?
hear you, ma'am.
Would you not run barefoot?
No, I would not do that, Glenda. No, I would not.
Why not?
Well, I'm a big foot person, as you know, A and B. I would get nervous about glass or stones or stuff like. I mean, I get the purity of it. If you remember, for a while, Glenda, there was that minimalist running shoe that I bought into, and it was not good for me. I was injured from doing that.
It takes like a 3-month transition.
Yeah, I know, Glenda. I get that, but yeah. Have you tried that?
I'm doing it right now. Actually, I finished the book like a week ago and got some shoes.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to run barefoot.
So I've been having some. No, I got like the barefoot shoes.
Oh, yeah,
3 millimeters.
Yeah, I hate those.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Totally flat.
Yeah. Well, okay. Keep us updated.
How far can you run?
Oh, it's a good question because I haven't trained. I could run. Right now, I could run 15 miles without stopping. I feel confident.
Do you think Mike could run 1/10 of what you can run?
No, I don't.
No.
Certainly, I don't believe that. The guy ran
Consecutively, no.
The guy ran a 5K not long ago, a couple of years ago.
It was a lot of walking.
That's true. He didn't trip even.
That's true. You're right, Glenda.
I'm a big fan of Glenda.
Book
for
Glenda
some
for a
reason.
Friday, would you, Dave? Good talk to you. Jesus. Wow, a Callie I can laugh at. Jesus.
Oh.
I saw Jerry popped up on my TV the other day during the golf, the Shea Concrete TV commercial.
Oh, he was in that. Yeah.
Oh, he's in a TV. I didn't
Wow.
realize that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Is that available online for those of us outside of the?
Has to be.
I might even have it somewhere.
No, I love his
good.
brother-in-law's an awesome guy. So there you go. Hello.
Hi, my name's Josh. I set up a high school reunion, and today I'm calling on behalf of Newton North.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to set up an event in the spring for the 20th year anniversary of the 2003 class, and we've had the hard time getting a hold of Dan Katz.
I don't think it should be difficult at all, given his fame. I'm surprised to hear that. I can do. I talk to him. I text him almost daily. I can check in if you'd like.
Okay, Kirk, it's just really sad. I mean, Big Cat, he's turned his back on the Tigers. I mean,
we got
it's
you.
really
we did the
ironic.
joke. I got you. I know where you're going with this. Not the joke, rather the assignment. Yeah, I can reach out to Dan and see if I can make that happen for you if you'd like.
We would really appreciate it. We'd love to have Big Cat there. It's really sad what he's doing to the school, the alumni.
What is he doing? He's turned his back on you, I suppose. That's true. I mean, yeah, we'll talk to him. Thank you. You must have your 30th reunion.
But I also wanted to call
this year, right?
I also wanted to call on behalf of Westwood High, 1992.
1982. No.
I'm sorry, I got that wrong. 1982.
1982. Okay.
And we were hoping to have Dave Cullinane join. We were looking to have a shindig for the 40th year anniversary.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were hoping that he could come.
58.
We were hoping that he could come clean up a bunch of shit at the end.
Oh, we'll check in.
He's not a celebrity. He's not an influencer of any kind.
Certainly not.
So all these guys having midlife crises. We're really hoping the balding and everything. We're hoping that someone can clean up all the shit at the end and
run through it. Yeah, thank you for the
time.
Thanks.
I don't know if you caught this, but that would mean Dave is 20 years older than Big Cat.
That's true.
Yes.
Almost 10 years older than me.
Right.
We caught that, Mike.
It's good. The insinuation was, if you missed it.
Good for you, Dave.
I'm just making sure.
I know. There you go, Dave. Once in a while, he surprises you, Mike. Hello.
Kirky, it's time for the television version of Who Has the Bigger Clip. You ready to play?
Yes, I'm always ready to play this game, which, by the way, I think ran on ABC for one season, if I remember. John Davidson hosted the show in 1986. Who has the bigger
correct.
clip?
That is
yes,
correct.
I do remember that show. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. I remember the Kathy Lee Crosby episode.
This is in your wheelhouse.
Do you think, one second, what, I'm sorry, 1 second, this is your clip guy. Do you think, Greg, because Barstool's always looking at, right now, my good friend, the show's good friend, who we always support, Kevin Francis Clancy.
Sure.
Is hosting this Barstool, what is it, Mike?
Surviving Barstool?
Yeah. Don't be so dismissive of it, Mike. It's a fine program. Don't be so snobby. By the way, Kevin and Feiberg just start doing Quincy episodes, just reviewing. I know. Just go full in.
That would be great.
Do you think there's a market for different Barstool shows going against each other in the old Battle
Yes,
Network
totally.
stars. Battle
Yes,
Network stars,
yes.
the way it used to be. What do you think of that idea,
Yes.
Dave?
Love that idea. Love it.
Let's make. I would be the executive producer of
Yes.
that, but the Kirk Minahan show taking on Mean Girls.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Doesn't that work?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about that show.
So
What,
when I was-
Mike can run his 5K.
Yeah, when we were
Okay,
young,
so athletics.
when we were younger,
Yeah, it's
ABC,
athletic
Howard Cosell hosted a show called Battle Network Stars.
I know of it. I
Like
just don't know the
ABC would take on
competition.
NBC, would take on CBS in different events.
Right.
Like almost Olympic style. We should do that.
And if you haven't seen that clip of the Gabe Kaplan episode that's on YouTube, but
unbelievable!
It's one of the greatest things on YouTube.
Unbelievable, Robert.
Yeah.
Everybody
Check it
was
out.
on it. Like it's bizarre. Like now you'd have to do like Netflix would be on it and Amazon and everything. But it was.
But they're not
crazy.
even. You couldn't even really. 'cause
No, they
they're,
wouldn't.
they're on everything.
Right,
you
they wouldn't
know?
do it. But like huge stars would do it. Like Larry Hagman would be swimming. It was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bore it, but let's get back to us.
Let's get back to clits.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. This is in your wheelhouse. Kelly Taylor, Brenda Walsh, and your special guest star. How about maybe he could give a little insight into Leslie Knope?
Who was the last one?
Leslie Knope.
Jesus.
Parks and Recreation.
I understand the yes. I didn't hear that.
I was so prepared for drunk-related calls, and I'm just getting just nonstop incestuous sister stuff.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not.
not quite
I'm
sure
not
where it
going to
comes from.
speculate on
Greggy, Greggy, just a little feedback. Just a little feedback.
I don't think he would know that. I don't.
Well, based on prior calls.
Maybe. Yeah.
She's older now. I
They're
don't think.
very. They are very, very close. So, just a little feedback.
They have worked together quite a bit.
Maybe it's come up in the writer's room. Or
I'm going to say Jenny Garth and just stay out of it. I'm just going to be political on this one. Maybe it's a mistake. The click guy loves that. Mike. He's laughing away.
Some people say in the click game that maybe it's a Roman Polanski issue, and now he's in Sweden. Some people say that. I'm not saying.
I've never seen that speculate. Well, thank you for the call. I've not seen that. I'll do some digging in. I mean, we do have a whole season of the case coming out. We could do an episode on that, Dave.
Sounds good to me.
It is weird he's in Sweden. There's no other reason, I suppose. I think
The last time that guy called in, we must have been live on YouTube because
Yeah.
the second I walked in the house, the first question that was asked of me, so did you decide who has a bigger clit yet? Because I believe Abel was one of the options.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. We have our answer then.
I think so.
I'm going to be seeing my sister later today, actually.
Oh, is that right?
Ooh.
Really?
So we'll have a lot to talk about.
Am I invited to this? Am I invited to this event?
No, I'm going to LA today.
Oh, right. She's not a fan of the program.
Then tweet out the answer later if you wouldn't mind.
Has she ever heard any of this program?
Yeah, she's a P1.
I'm just saying, has it ever come up conversationally? Or do you run away from it around the celebrities?
Like Deuce Bigelow all over again.
Right.
No, it actually has, because we were together right after the Wilbur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She said, how did the thing go? I said, fucking great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Without
Dave, let's book a Poehler family show.
No.
Why not? She would love it.
No.
Why? She'd love these calls.
Yeah, no,
Why
yeah.
not? These comedians, Mike, when they get too famous, you know.
I understand. Yeah.
You know what? It just came to me when you said something today. It reminded me of Rickles thing with like, sometimes he gets it right or whatever.
Yeah.
But that Huffington Post thing that I was telling you about, the Genius
Yes.
thing. Right before that, Don Rickles was backstage, and like looking super old. I think he was like 90ish or something. And it was one of the few guys I've ever. Like, I hate going up to people and saying whatever, but I was like, I'm never going to have this chance again. So I went up to him and I was like, Mr. Rickles, just want to say I'm a big fan. You know, he had a bunch of handlers and was sitting there. And he looked at me and he said, are you in the business? And I said, yeah. And he goes, with a face like that, you'd need a backup plan. And it was the fucking best. Like, it was like to get, and he reeled me in too, because he was very serious about it before. So it was like, it was the perfect, I just love the fact I got heckled by Rickles once.
I think your sister was on that thing he did. He did that.
Yeah, she.
Did you watch any of that, Mike, or no?
What are we talking about?
He had like an AARP sponsored.
Yeah, he was like sitting at a dinner table, but he was so old like during that time that it was like he just looked
It was
like
almost like a comedian's, you know what I mean, like that. He had like 10 different guests on. He had Scorsese and De Niro an episode. He had Amy an episode. He had,
they were like just sitting and eating lunch together.
but he was so old though that it was like almost uncomfortable.
No.
Well, I was about to say he doesn't strike me as an interviewer, but he filled in on the Tonight Show all the time, right?
Yeah, but he was not. No, he was not a curious.
Yeah.
No, he was all set up, punchline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dave. I never met the guy. I have no stories. Hello.
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Bob Glauber, I met. It's not the same. But...
Right, yeah, you're goddamn right up, man. Private conversation's a private conversation.
Who is just calling? Who's calling, Dave? Is this from our regular line?
It's a caller. Jerry's calling.
Jerry, how are you?
Private conversation's supposed to be private conversation.
You're right. Oh, you're right.
Family photos.
Well, I mean, I will say that Jerry and I are a family. Put it this way, Jerry, like, you would never, like, play both sides of two families. Like, you're a loyal guy, right?
Put it this way. All your ads, I'm coming for them. Milton, Manscaped, Tommy John, and I'll tell you what, if I got to go to a shrink to save my show, I'll fucking do it. Just like that.
Wow, breaking news.
Wow, okay, well, sounds fine, Jerry. Okay.
My God.
Yeah. Like I said, private conversations should stay private conversations.
Right. No, you're right, Jerry.
Hey, let me get to the punchline. Like Sydney Sweeney's family photos.
Yeah, that was bad. Jerry, Jerry, you'll defend her, I think. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Let me get to the punchline.
I apologize. That was, I don't want to get too Jerry, but that was stupid. Jesus Christ. I mean, this girl can't have conservatives in her family? What the fuck?
I was terrified.
That's the internet.
It's MAGA country.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I feel like when you react to it, that's when it just gets, like, don't even say anything. Why
It's
do you need
hard,
to
but
say
it's your
anything?
family, though. It's hard. Whatever. It's hard. You know, she cares about her family. She's not her family licking the fucking bugs on the floor somewhere.
It was an optical illusion. She wasn't that close.
No,
she was in the other room.
It's camera work. It was camera work.
Jesus.
I do like the idea, though, that it's like people had conversations. Do you think this means Sydney Sweeney is conservative?
She might be
It's like, who gives a fuck?
She might be a Republican? Like half the country? Jesus.
I was out one time with Vince Vaughn in L.A. This was years ago. And I didn't know he was right leaning.
Yes.
And we had like a crazy night, and we were together for like 5 or 6 hours, going to a bunch of different places because he was a friend of mine, was a good friend of his.
And he said, Vince, we were like a couple of swingers.
And then and then he asked something about Sweden, and and he was like, oh, I had the immigration problem there, and I was like, nah, it's not a big deal, and it's more like just like a right wing talking point, and he went from like
he didn't like that,
he went from being like my best friend to like like really aggressive, and I went home and Googled like Vince Vaughn, right? I was like, oh my God, he's the only guy in Hollywood.
Is he hardcore? Or?
Oh, he's like the
hardcore,
guy in Hollywood that's referenced as a Republican.
Yeah.
I know that, but is he like?
Well, in that world, he's hardcore.
he's not like James Woods or something, is he?
No.
Or is he? Oh, he was
in
Hacksaw Ridge, so he's probably friends with Mel Gibson.
Yep,
all comes together.
But he's not like quoted. No. Like he's not like on doing interviews.
I almost feel like he's like
it.
retired. You don't see much of him.
He was in the World Series of Poker thing.
Is he weird?
He's doing that company with Mikey Fowler. Remember?
Great guy.
He was doing comedy stuff, like not producing a bunch of comedy. He produced Bill Burr's cartoon, I think.
That must have been hilarious.
He did some show on TBS. He was an executive producer of.
Really?
He produced a bunch of stuff on the Audience Network that I was on. That's why I've been hung out with him a lot of times.
I like Vince Vaughn.
He's a
Kim did,
great guy, unless you start talking politics.
Locke, you said? Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, good. Looking forward to that. Let's say I had a nice conversation, nice long text conversation with my friend, two-time Ryder Cup participant Brad Faxon over the weekend too.
I saw that.
Let's just say things are going to get taken care of. I'm going to handle it.
Ooh. We talked about Brad Faxon.
We're home. We're home. So
okay.
We're home.
I'm happy for the show.
We're home. Yeah. You will not be producing an episode. You would not earn that.
Well, you told me not to reach out to Brad Faxon.
I handled it. Facts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, facts. Hello.
He did a good interview this morning. He is all PGA. Like he's a PGA purist, just like Freddie. Like and I guess he trains Rory on his short game. Like he teaches.
He's his putting instructor. Yeah.
Is he? He's his putting instructor.
Let's say he might be helping somebody else out too before an event in Florida. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. My game, surprisingly, is more mental with that stuff than the stroke itself, which is perfect right now.
Sure.
Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going fine, thank you.
Good. I have two options to fix Dave's male pattern baldness, if I may.
Which is getting worse.
Yeah, I noticed it when I walked in.
Did you?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's really.
It actually looks bad today.
Well, I just got a haircut, so that's
yeah.
And I don't have any product in it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I've never put product in my hair ever. Hello.
So option one, in the spirit of Minifans across America, we get Minifans from all 50 states to pledge to shave their pubes, mail them to the studio, and then Dave can make a wig made up entirely of Minifan pubic hair.
All right, I'm open to that.
I wonder if anyone would be willing to do that.
Well, he was asking earlier what a staff of 70 could do, and here we have our answer.
It's true. It's a good point.
Could, open these pubic hair
That's true.
packages.
Might be a problem. Yeah. Oh, I think
make
have
a
them
wig.
do it. It might be a problem if we hired interns and Dave had them shave their pubic hair.
Well, that's the job. You let them know going in.
It's true. I mean, it might be problematic, but what the hell? We can give it a shot. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. That's a good idea. Callers have been good today, Mike.
I would say so.
And then option 2. We dig up Dave's dead mother-in-law, shave her pubes, and use those to patch the bald.
Well, I don't think that doesn't seem practical, Dave, does it?
No,
Or no?
it does not seem.
Are those the only 2 options?
No, I don't think we need to hear any other options. Yeah.
Is
They say hair keeps growing, right? For
I think it's like 6 weeks or something.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Still nice.
Any
growth.
thoughts on that, Dave? Or no?
It's a shame that callers just dropped off.
They're gone? No, thanks for the call.
Would have loved to gone to another one.
That's too bad. Well, hey, listen.
Oh, that's funny.
I like when they know it and they say it really fast.
Just get it under the wire.
Oh, that's disrespectful on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Anything else, boys?
I don't think so.
No.
What's the schedule for the rest of the week? So we have Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, my favorite shark, on Wednesday, previewing September 23rd, the live season premiere of Shark Tank. I think I'm caught up. I think I've seen every episode now.
How is that possible?
I'll watch like 9 in a row. I woke up the other day at 1:30. I watched 5 episodes in a row.
I think there's like 24 episode seasons, right?
Yeah. I think I'm almost there, Mike.
My God.
You know, there's no great podcast that recaps that.
I'm kind of surprised by that because it lends itself to it.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that too. So I don't know. I was struggling for podcasts over the last week, so I was searching around. I found a couple I liked. So, but yeah.
Do you know any good history podcasts? Because I
find those very dry.
History of comedy.
Well, you know, besides the history,
I
of
find
comedy.
those very dry. Greg.
Yeah.
What's this week's?
Robert Schimmel is the one that is up.
Oh, I saw
now,
that. Yeah,
and the
yeah,
one
yeah.
on Patreon is David Tell's Skanks for the Memories, an album review.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. We'll go to blindmike.net and go listen to that, please.
Thank you.
History podcast. Not really.
You know why I'm looking for one is because I like to listen to podcasts to put me to sleep, essentially.
Yes.
And so I feel like that would be perfect. I could learn a little bit of something, and it would also be so monotone that it would just kind of like
More on
feel
Monday
back
can
in
do that
class.
for you too. Sleep for a month after that.
We have pivoted to that
in our brand ASMR now.
Yeah, in our marketing.
It's a good move.
Just whispering in there
Actually a good move.
into the mic.
Well, I'm sure Dave's with some good podcasts lately. What do you have, Dave?
I just did the 2nd season of To Live and Die in L.A.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because I really like the first one.
Yeah, I felt that died out.
But that's older too.
Yeah.
I don't think anything new.
Did you listen to Dead Eyes at all? You know that
A little bit, but he had Tom Hanks on.
Yeah, I just listened to the first one and then the Tom Hanks one.
I felt like on the Tom Hanks one, like he was still like looking for some. I'm like, you got fucking fight. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Although I do feel like Tom Hanks. Do you guys know this podcast? This guy
called
that
Dead Eyes. He was on cast on Banter Brothers.
Yeah,
yeah.
And Tom Hanks fired him because he claimed he had dead eyes. So
You just didn't like the actor.
Yeah, it was a small role, and the guy was like, ruined his whole career according to him.
Right.
But
So we did the whole podcast leading up to. You had like
Yeah, he did
70 people on.
years of podcasts, and then finally Tom Hanks came on. But I just found it, so I just did the first and last.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I thought like Tom Hanks was kind of big time, like a bit like I don't remember. Like wish I could remember. It would have been more interesting if he was like, yeah, I remember you did have you had weird eyes.
But I also believe that Tom Hanks has done 5 zillion things since then. Probably didn't remember.
I don't know. I still think you would like that.
Just one little guy in one episode, though. I don't know.
It also might be more that he did something and Tom Hanks also said like, he's got dead eyes, I don't trust him, whatever.
But this guy kind of makes it out like my life was altered hugely.
Well,
because, I mean,
the worst thing is his agent told him that Tom Hanks said he had dead eyes. That was the issue.
But if he played that small role on Band of Brothers, the idea that now he would be like Ryan Gosling or something. I don't know. But yeah, I did listen to that Hanks episode. Oh,
I have that right now. I'm going out to LA to do a chemistry test for this Black Mirror episode.
Really?
And those suck. Those never. I mean, I've done a couple of them, and it's usually that means they're bringing in like their top 5 candidates, like
Right.
men and women, and they kind of and you do scenes.
Any
with them.
famously bad chemistry with somebody we would know or no?
Well, I did one with Anne H.
Really?
Yeah. For this show, movie called.
We kind of the moment to turn her life around. Huh?
Yeah.
Just find me
We
for
had a
that.
lot in common, she and I.
That's true. It's a good point. Think of that. Jesus.
It was a movie called interesting movie called My Friend Dahmer, which is about Jeffrey Dahmer as a teenager.
Yes.
and I don't know if it ever came out, but it was. We were going to play his parents, and they were shooting it in Jeffrey Dahmer's old home
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was.
Is that where it was?
Indiana?
Is that what it was? Yeah,
I think it might have been Indiana.
Huh. I think his dad's name was Lionel Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was auditioning for that, but yeah, it was
played by Dallas Roberts.
Oh yeah, he got that role. Yeah, fuck that guy. Dallas Roberts. He had more chemistry with her.
Did MH played the
Joyce?
Yeah, she was.
She got the role.
The movie was made, right?
Yeah, looks like it's
interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting script, but yeah. So
got
that's
what she deserved, right?
So I'm going out there now.
Well, it's not her fault.
Yeah, look who won that battle.
If Dallas, maybe. But,
Look who's got chemistry now.
Jeez.
No, so it's an awful process. That's what I'm just thinking about that dead eyes thing. It's like, you know, it's the worst because you're in a room of people, you know, who are making the decisions and just do these scenes. And
what is this for? I mean, not specifically, but what are we talking about?
It's for
for
Black Mirror.
For Black Mirror. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know. It's funny because they're so tight-lipped about the. Like, apparently, there's a lot of people, like hardcore fans of that show.
Yeah, it's got a huge cult following.
So that they didn't even send. So they sent just the one scene, but it's like for the lead role in the
episode.
It's just the one scene that they've sent over for us to audition.
Will he get the role, Dave? Yes or no?
Oh, guaranteed. Lock it in.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Not good. Lock it in.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're welcome.
So when do you take off? Today?
Yeah.
For LA?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, Mike's busy as well.
Damn straight.
He's the blind Mike.
I've got a lot of tests and pilots coming up. This
question.
We've
Quincy.
aced our chemistry test today, Mike. Me and you.
Why don't you reboot Quincy and have Greg play the lead? I would watch that.
I would really love that.
Great show. So we have Kevin on Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. What's Friday looking like?
Friday, I got to find somebody for it.
Oh boy.
I know. Because you did say our last. Were we walking out? You said have Mike and we'll find somebody for Friday.
Sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, well, how's that going?
It's not well so far.
Okay. So we have Steve next
I've
week.
had 2 people say no. So.
2 people said no.
Yeah.
Who's
Not against you, just timing issues.
Who'd you reach out to?
Vin Dog.
Who's that?
That would have been good.
Yeah, Vin Dog.
Oh, no, we can't have him until September 11th.
That makes the most sense.
Who is this?
He's going through some
He wrote a blog about
how's he feeling? Is he doing
September
okay?
11th.
I think he seems like he's doing okay, but he's
Yeah.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he wrote a blog about on September 11th. He was at some guy's house he was working on. They watched TV together.
He remembered where he
20,000
was.
more.
on
He
the
has a sense of
20th
humor about it because he messaged me. Who was the other one?
I'm trying to think of what was that. No, it wasn't Rear Admiral.
Who else wasn't it?
I might have reached out to RA.
Was it Tommy John?
No, I think I reached out to RA and didn't hear back.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, it was him. I reached out to RA and didn't hear back. But I'm trying to find like an.
It's weird to go to a Spin Chicklets guy, Mike.
Well, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, Biz couldn't do it that day.
It's true.
No.
You communicate with RA a lot, yeah?
No, but
Sure. Yeah.
Mike Rinaldi said no.
Yeah. All right. Well, great. So we won't see you for a while then, huh?
Yeah, I'm not here until Christmas.
It's been a pleasure.
You're going to be back for basketball season?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the team looking this year? Do we have any idea?
Undefeated. They're going to go.
You think so?
Undefeated. Yeah.
Good.
That's my prediction.
Like, I don't know.
No
Winchester-
pressure. No pressure on the team. I like to say.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. No,
so-
but they're going to be really good, I think. Yeah.
Good.
And just hoping that this year goes good. Well.
he's with the folks.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I'm leaving today, and like my parents are,
In charge.
26 years ago, I left.
They reigned over a world of incest for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Unknowingly.
Yeah.
Now you hand it off again. Unbelievable.
I moved to California, and then 26 years to the day, I brought my son back.
Oh, really?
On Saturday, yeah.
Jeez. How long are you in LA for?
3 days.
3. Then you fly to Sweden from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a long flight. That doesn't bother you? You're an okay flyer?
Well, first class, whatever.
Sure, no, I understand.
Yeah. It's got like a full bed there on those.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that is true.
I did listen to a random podcast last week, and maybe you can answer this question for me.
I don't know.
Because I only listened to episode 1, and I should listen to the rest of it.
That's a curiosity I like, Dave.
I'll ask you the question.
Episode 6 is about then.
Nope, not the podcast. I'll just ask you the question.
Uh-huh.
Did Kevin Costner fuck Cal Ripken's wife?
So I listened to that first episode as well.
That's the name of the podcast?
It just randomly came up, and that's what it was about.
The episode kind of wore me out. I bailed on the middle of it
that's
because they were talking about the Orioles like endlessly.
Is that what the podcast is
the lights
about?
go
Yes,
out.
it's a big rumor is that
I know
Cal Ripken
that,
streak
yeah.
and that whole thing. That's
The
what
lights
they
went out at the
investigated.
Camden Yards,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I don't know the answer to that.
Because then he got all butthurt and did that radio interview or whatever.
Which
that
is
he did.
very weird. He
Yeah.
went on like a local radio show.
Super strange. Yeah.
So
they never like that's. I just mean from a
I
story.
bailed- I bailed on that.
But
I
take
didn't
away the
know.
podcast from a story perspective that like just never came out, whether or not it's true or not.
Oh, I don't think anybody ever came out and said it, Dave. No.
Well, I just wondered if like Snopes was like Kevin Costner did not fuck Cal Ripken's ex.
I don't know.
Can they take that hard a stand on it?
It feels like you really have to know.
The whole podcast is based off like a Snopes article, isn't it? They're the ones who broke it first.
Weird. Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I can tell you, this is the older I get, like I like Costner less and less.
I liked Draft Day. I think that was
Have
a
you
great
watched Yellowstone? Or?
Yeah, it's for dummies.
Yeah, I got the first few episodes. But
it's a good show if you're stupid. That's what I say. Like, it's a show like that. Like it's like
If you're
Entourage.
stupid, you'll love
yeah.
it.
Like, you know.
Well, maybe I'll like it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's my backhand way of saying, Mike, give it a shot.
Yeah. Literally, 75% of your listeners right now are like, oh, this sounds like right up my alley.
Like, Entourage was fine, but it was like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Well, when
like
you say
that.
for stupid people, no one looked at Entourage and was like, what a deep show.
Correct. It's like exactly. I don't mean that. I hope people understand. I'm calling them stupid. I'm not putting them down. It's like
Simple.
Some people gotta watch
I would
TV.
really hate that.
They gotta watch TV too. I mean, you know, it's fine. But like, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't like Bull Durham that much anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like Field of Dreams that much anymore.
He does basically play the same. He has a very limited range.
I like JFK a
like
lot.
me.
I think well, sure.
I can do everything.
JFK is a wild movie. He's in it is crazy. He's terrible in Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's amazing he fucking played Robin Hood. It's fucking bizarre. But back then he was so famous. Like, just have him be fucking Robin Hood. Who cares? Made $1 zillion.
Yeah.
I think I like him less and less as I get older, which I don't. He's very good in A Perfect World, the Clint Eastwood movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You probably love him.
Have I told you my Clint Eastwood story?
Bodyguard's a top 5 movie.
No, did you ever meet Clint Eastwood? It's a great story. I think when Eastwood eventually dies, that'll be the lead in every. They're going to go to you for reaction. It's like when Living Doing.
How old did he look when you saw him?
Like when Living Doing John died, and I said, "Geez, I wonder what John Travolta thought when Clint Eastwood dies." I'd be like, "Geez, I feel bad for Greg Poehler today."
The documentaries about Eastwood's life will be centered around that story.
I think Greg will narrate it. I would think at least
the hallway.
Yeah, you'll have different actors in Greg. I would think.
Yeah.
But he's never going to work again. It's sad. These guys are all done.
Well, it's good though sometimes. You know, same with Gene Hackman. You don't want to be out there. You know, like when you're too old. It's good.
Who's the most famous actor you ever worked with? Like the biggest legend you ever worked with?
I mean,
anybody on that scale?
No, I mean, comedy actors obviously like Will and Jack Black and
no.
But
no, those guys are great. But I'm talking
Patrick Duffy.
I'm a step-by-step guy. Look at it.
You're a Dallas guy or a step-by-step guy?
I'm a Dallas guy for sure. But I mean, never like.
Is it the father in Step by Step?
Yes. It's also Bobby Ewing in Dallas.
Patrick Duffy.
Yeah.
Which if you think it was crazy, like 50 million people watched him every week on Dallas.
Yeah.
Like literally fucking 50 million people. Who Shot Jerry? Like 100 million people watched that.
Dallas was gigantic in Sweden because they only had like one channel.
Oh, so it was like monstrous.
Literally the entire country was watching it.
Yeah.
And he was with me in Sweden, and we were driving through the town, and there was like older women kind of sitting eating at a lunch place, and he rolls down the window, and they were like freaking out, like he's still a huge celebrity in Sweden, like 50 years later, and he starts singing the Dallas theme song
Jesus.
to them, and then goes like, "Yep, nobody's gonna believe you," or something. Like it was like a Bill Murray moment, and just drove
I like that.
up. Yeah.
Well, Jason Priestley, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
it doesn't get bigger than that.
It doesn't get bigger than that.
Oh, he's not calling in today, Dave?
He's not.
You got 45 seconds.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back Wednesday with. We got to talk about Milton's, Dave. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm wearing full Milton's.
You are, yes, you are. As are you, Mike, right?
My Milton shorts, yeah.
I got my Milton shirt on, my Faraday shirt on. Dave, you wear Milton today?
I sure am.
You are? Or are you
This
lying?
is a Milton shirt. Yeah.
Let me see.
This is yeah.
Stand up in front of me and show me your shirt.
It's a sweatshirt.
I finally can be one of these like Harvey Weinstein bosses. Hey, look good, Dave. You look great.
Thanks.
I went there. I was there 2 days ago with my son, and then I got this stuff for myself. And when I was at the register, the woman said, "Is this for back to school?" And at first I thought she was like talking about me. I was like feeling really good about myself. Like,
you're
wow,
a charmer.
And then I realized
that's what they do there. The salespeople are so nice.
And then I realized she was talking about it because my son was ill. She thought it was for him. But I was like, for a second, I was like, yeah, well, no, but thank you.
You don't know that. It's like a Rodney Dangerfield remake with you.
Exactly.
Why not?
Sir, are you 14?
Men's clothes from men.
Well, Milton's, I assume you're at the Burlington Mall location.
Yeah.
This location. We can go there. South Shore Plaza, Braintree, Chestnut Square, Chestnut Hill. Wide selection of suits right now. Calvin Klein, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger. All on sale as we speak. Of course, all the great clothes. which I'm wearing right now. My Ferret. You have Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, Under Armour. We gotta get back to Milton sometime in the fall, Dave. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
At least have a lunch before. I mean, maybe even lunch where Mike and I just hang out.
Maybe just a little bit later.
Don't talk for maybe now.
A little later in the afternoon for lunch.
What do you mean?
Give me a little extra time to do all the ads and stuff like that.
That seems reasonable. So we go to Miltons.com if you want to go to one of the great locations. You still fall weddings, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Buy one, get one free suit deal. I just saw somebody tweeted me, our old friend Trenny got married this weekend.
Oh, she did?
She
Mazel
did.
tov.
Wow.
She did.
Congrats
She did.
to
Some
Trenny.
guy married Trenny. I mean, Trenny got married. I'm very happy for Trenny. No, I think Trenny doesn't like us. I don't know. Oh, it was the...
She's kind of Boston famous.
That's true. What a burden. I can't imagine the wedding was in Massachusetts. That would be like Diana getting married.
No,
Right.
Charles. She's getting married.
We would have heard of
Where's she from?
Wisconsin, she would say.
Yes.
Because I've seen her, like she says she ran the Boston Marathon. Not true. She's so famous, people just carry her. It's amazing.
She thinks it's on a different day. She just runs down and all those people gather. And
Yes,
she runs
that's her
down
run
the
every
street.
day. 40, 50,000 people are just watching her run. I used to do an impression of her that I don't know how to do it anymore.
It was like, it was
A little bit
half
of
Cartman,
Cartman.
half mentally handicapped person.
Yeah, it was like, so if she got married, she'd be like, I dare? Like that?
Yeah,
it was that
basically,
kind of. Yeah, like, kind of boss fama? Yeah, it was sort of like that.
Yeah,
right?
that's basically.
Well, there you go.
There's a lot of old Kirk and Callahans now that are showing up on YouTube. And since I follow this show, it's like,
Oh, is that
my
true?
YouTube
Your
algorithm is
algorithm?
like, recommending somebody's uploading a lot of old stuff now.
Fucking losers. Anyway, Milton's was a sponsor then. They're a sponsor now. So, God, right? Is that what it was? It was like, I keep my mind. I don't know.
More or less. You're on the right track. Yeah.
Will she keep her name or will she take her husband's name?
She's keeping Trenny.
Is she a feminist or a feminist? That's what I want.
Enjoy it.
You can't sell everything, Mike. You know? This is a hard seat. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Here you go. Jesus God. Well, I happen to like Trenny. Oh, but she didn't go to my dad's wake or funeral. But whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't hold that stuff against her. But I love Milton's. I know that. So go to Miltons.com right now. Get moving to our great partners at Milton's. Dave, anything else from you before we wrap up? Say goodbye to Greg Poehler till December?
Yeah.
Good. Well, this show around the holiday season becomes very festive, so I think you'll.
Will I be in time for the Christmas party?
I hope so. Oh my God, it's going to be huge this year. Oh my, I cannot wait for the Christmas party.
Greg won't be here, but one of Santa's elves might drop by.
True.
I can deliver the gift for the Christmas swap.
Oh, I love when we do that. Mike and the Mad Dog used to exchange Christmas gifts every year on the air, and I always liked that. It was always fun because always these terribly impersonal sports gifts. And first, that's what open it. You hear the wrap paper, and Mike, Dog like he was all excited. He's like, "Oh wow, a Joe DiMaggio picture. Thanks, dog. I knew you liked that, Mike. I knew you liked it."
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Greg, we'll talk to you soon. Mike, we'll see you on what? You're here on Wednesday.
All right.
Okay. I mean, if that's okay, I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dave, you're ready for Friday. But do you want to announce a live show on Wednesday or no? Top of the show, the live show.
They told me today should be the day they fully take care of it.
Okay, so maybe we'll know Wednesday.
Yep.
What time of year is it?
I would say March.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I would say, and it's a long drive back, so I would be careful if I were you. You might want to book a hotel that night. Just to
Nice
say.
area though, so stay the night. Yeah.
Beautiful area. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. That time of year, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think
it'll be fine.
weather-wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Goodbye.